Heyo. Hey now, come on everybody. Come on everybody. We're doing it live. We're doing it live and in person. Coming at you. Come on now. Come on now. We're all here for another day. Here we are. Let's make the most of it, people. What are you going to do? You just going to roll over? You're going to let them win, huh? Let these sickos beat you? You're going to do that? I'm not doing it. I'm not rolling over to these insane people. Klaus Schwab, fucking Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and the rest of them. Dr. Evil himself, Jeff Bezos. Come on. You're not going to roll over to these fucking guys, are you? Give me a break, everybody. We got to do better. We got to do better, guys. We ain't going out like that, huh? You guys remember the 1990s hip-hop artists? We ain't going out like that. Cypress Hill, everybody. If you never heard Cypress Hill, go check them out. They're very underrated in the world of hip-hop and otherwise. So much like Cypress Hill taught us, we ain't going out like that. That's right. Athena Love says, heck no. I'm not going out to these clowns. If I'm going to go out to anybody, it's going to be somebody I could respect. You know, I need a worthy adversary, not Bill Gates and Elon Musk, a literal moron. All these normies think that Elon Musk is some like super genius who's going to simultaneously take us to Mars, save free speech through his purchase of Twitter, revolutionize the way we travel with electric cars, all at the same time creating a fucking Neuralink, instituting a transhumanist fucking era of humanity. Yeah, that all makes sense. Get a hold of yourself, everybody. It's bullshit. They're giving you a puppet show. It's not real. Elon Musk is a moron. Get over yourself, people. Stop falling for their insane tricks and tactics and deceptions. It's bullshit. I'm tired of it. Elon Musk going to Mars. Let me ask you something, guys. In Philadelphia, we just had Interstate 95, I-95, which is probably one of the main interstate highways in this country. It goes through the main corridor of Philadelphia. I-95 may be one of the most traveled roadways in this country. And there was a bridge that collapsed. It's really fucking stuff up here in Philadelphia. And basically the whole Eastern Corridor. If anything were real, guys, if they really have multiple rovers on Mars, they would be able to fix the I-95 roadway within like 2 days. Do you understand? It wouldn't. I'll extend it further. You wouldn't have people starving on Earth. Do you get it, guys? It doesn't make sense that we're spending billions of dollars. We're going to distant planets. We have telescopes existing 1 million miles in the so-called Lagrange zone, like their Webb telescope and others. And we have all these probes out in deep space, but yet we can't feed people on Earth. We can't just keep our infrastructure up and running, bridges and roadways. We can't provide basic health care for all the people here. but yet we're going to Mars. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm trying to wake you people up to something. It doesn't make sense. Logic and reasoning shows that it doesn't make sense. You have to wake up to what's going on. You're being deceived on levels that you can't even possibly understand. Wake up. Sorry. I don't want to scream. Jackie Fox, right. It's no sense. I'm screaming, Jackie. Calm me down. I haven't even started the show yet, and I'm already screaming like a madman. I get lightheaded. I don't need to do that to myself, Jackie, or everybody else. It's too much. I'm just tired of it. You guys got to think. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, come on now. Let's get the show started properly. Come in here like a madman. Yeah, that's right, Moose. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started, everybody. Come on now. Brass fan says, slap a kid, Z. Make a stance. Ha ha! There we go. There I am. All right, everybody. Come on. Let's get it together. Moose is here. He's a professional producer. We got a professional in the house. We got Moose here. All right. Moose, let's give him the proper opening. Let's give him my professional opening. Good morning, everybody. Grand Rising, Grand Approach. Welcome back to Z Show, the show that never ends. The show where we explore the deep recesses of my consciousness, where we take a solipsistic journey into all things Zetetic Warrior. And who knows, maybe we meet some friends along the way. Maybe we learn something. Maybe through the process of discourse and creativity, maybe we come to some better understanding of the world in which we live and the reality in which we find ourselves. I don't know. Who knows? It's worth a shot, right, guys? It's worth a shot. Fucking rovers on Mars. You guys really believe that? There's a certain percentage of people listening to me right now that really thinks there's a bunch of rovers on Mars running around. That humanity's doing that. But we can't fix bridges and roadways and feed people and give them health care. And I'm the crazy one. The so-called flurf, the flurfer. I'm the idiot, right? Doesn't make sense, and I'm tired of it. I'm not going to stand for it anymore either, if you want to know the truth. It's too much. It's really too much. Let me get my equipment set up here. We're doing it live. It's all on the fly. Yeah, I agree, Tilburg. I agree. Let me greet the crowd. Let me do the ceremonial shout out to the chat. Renegade One in the house, coming at us from southwest of Eden. Nachiketa coming at us from the mountainous regions of northern India. Much love, Nachiketa. I already said hi to Moose Razvan, Alex Tilburg, our man on the ground in France, Jay. I got your email, Jay. I'm not sure if you were like joking with me or if that's like a real thing. We can talk more though. Athena Love, much love to you. Music holds a secret. Sure it does. I already said hi to Jackie. Capricorni in the house. Much love. Much love. Tristan Lavrak. Yep. Who else is here? Sovereign Mist, as always. 5-speed. Good to see you. Ruled by Saturn. Coming at you. Mark Basket in the house. Nuba. Austin Murphy up late again. Braxton. Good to see Braxton in the house. And Andrew B. And Mad Mac. Right. Much love. Gorgonzola says Trinity D. Trinity Dave, Trinity 4, took down his vid. Well, for all you folks, for all you guys and dolls who've been following the Z show the last 2 days, and basically the Truthiverse in general, our friend Paulie Boy and OTW News, you'll know what we're talking about. Our friend of the show, Trinity Dave, was involved in, let's call it, somewhat of a metaversal controversy. And it seems as though Dave removed his video. I don't know. Does that implicate him in some way? Is that some type of... is he admitting guilt in that sense? Is this in some way a move on Dave's part? I don't know. Maybe you guys could fill it in. But it appears like the apparently incriminating evidence has been removed from Dave's channel. So, yeah, no, Nuba, he took it down. Nuba thinks it's disappointing that Dave took it down. I don't know. Maybe I'll weigh in later. I'll give you my opinion maybe at some point in the show. I don't know. But indeed, it appears that the incriminating video is gone. But even more importantly than all that, Heidi's back. Heidi, you were gone for 2 days, and I and the rest of the audience, we were getting worried about you. Thanks for checking in with us this morning, Heidi. I know I told you don't have to, feel any obligation to wake up early in the morning to be here with your friend Z and the rest of us, but when you weren't, some of us got nervous. It's good to see you back, Heidi. It's good to see you back. Much love. Because I was like, I'm conditioned to go to Heidi. Heidi's like my my de facto Ed McMahon, my sidekick. When you're a talk show host like I am, or a show host, you need certain elements to bounce things off of. And it seems as though Heidi's become my my metaversal sidekick in some way. She said she needed a break. Nice. She needed a break from the metaverse. I don't blame you, Heidi. I've been taking my own metaversal breaks, and people get butthurt about it, Like people are saying to me, what's the deal with you and Paulie, Z? What's the deal with you and Paulie, Z? You guys got beef? No, I don't have beef. I just can't be on here all day. It's almost summertime here. It's spring where I am. It's almost the summer solstice. The weather's beautiful. I've been, quote unquote, working. You understand? I've been outside doing things, functioning. I can't sit in front of a screen all the time. Get out of your imaginations, everybody. I'm on here 3 hours every single morning. That's 21 hours a week. A lot of this shit is just me up here, just a cappella, so to speak. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of screen time. Everybody get out of your imaginations. You're all addicted to this thing. I don't blame you for taking 2 days off, Heidi. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Razvan's active this morning. Big time. I got to rein it in, guys. I jumped way out at the gates. I jumped out a little hot this morning with my whole Elon Musk, Klaus Schwab take. I need to rein it back in. Yeah, Monk's been really active in my chat the last couple days. He's got a lot to say. What's up, Terry Davies? What's up? Yeah, so I don't want to go too hard at our friend Trinity Dave. Moose, I gave Trinity 4 some advice yesterday, and I basically said, if I were to advocate for Trinity, like I said, he hasn't asked for my advice, but that's what I do here on Z Show. I just say whatever I feel like, and we just go with it. But if I were to give you some advice, Trinity, it would be just to lay low for a little bit. Maybe put out a statement on your channel where you show humility and you take a conciliatory tone. You don't have to roll over, but you need to show humility in the situation. You seem like you're aware of how to politic, dude. I would advise you that you just make a statement, show humility. You don't have to admit culpability because you don't need to put yourself in any quote unquote legal jeopardy. I get that. But yeah, Athena Love agrees. And then when you're ready, do an interview with somebody who's going to basically give you a quote unquote like a cupcake type of interview. Do something that's going to be relatively, innocuous and non-controversial, and then kind of just chill for a little bit. Let this blow over. Let the metaversal mob of miscreants kind of settle down. Let them get on to a new subject, and then come back and do your thing. And in the end, this is probably all going to help you, because as Moose and I both know, there really is no bad publicity. All right, any publicity is good, especially on these metaversal streets. It's only going to help you if you handle it right. But if you get all in your feelers, Dave, and all in your emotions, you're going to play into this trap, the trap of this whole metaverse of madness, because it's going to try to suck you in. This whole metaverse, Dave, is set up to play on your ego. And Dave, I'm going to be real honest with you, and I'm going to say this because it's all really oneself. And to quote our friend Polyboy, it's not really others. It's really other self. So there's me and other selves, really, because we're really all basically reflections of a universal consciousness, but we're experiencing it individually. That's at least what I think. So when I'm giving you this advice, Trinity Dave, it's only because I see the ego in myself, which allows me to see the ego in you. And if you get in your ego, you're going to play into this whole metaversal trap. So I suggest you just ride it. Be willing to play the fool sometimes. There's a wisdom in playing the joker. There's a wisdom in knowing how to play the jester role. The whole world is truly a stage, Trinity Dave, which means it's basically just a court, the court of the Crimson Kings. I don't know who the really kings are. It's probably the fallen ones, the Nephilim, so to speak. We're in their court, basically. And when you're in the court, there's certain rules of courtesy or courtesy. And sometimes you got to know when to play the fool, Dave. Sometimes you got to know when to just play the role that all the court fucking clowns have set for you. So anyway, it's my advice to you, Dave. Take it for what it's worth, dude. But just stay out of your ego. It's not going to help you, man. Don't resist whatever's happening to you right now. If you play this right, it's going to benefit you. All right, let me rein it in. Who else showed up here this morning? Yeah, Jay says the court is corrupt. No doubt about that. Ruled by Saturn in the house. Joe Nugent, keeping us all in the stranglehold. Much love, much love. Much love. Yeah. Right on, guys. Right on. Gordon Zoll says stay at home and out of trouble. That's the thing, I respect what Dave's doing. I respect his what I can only assume are his intentions, because you really can never know another man's heart. But I think we could all learn from this latest issue. I think we could all learn from it. I think Dave could learn from it too. Again, if he can get over his ego. So I don't know, Dave, maybe when you're ready, you come back, you can talk to us. Because Dave, I don't really need you here on the show, so don't feel like you need to be here, because I could just do my Trinity Dave impression, and we could just all experience the Trinity Dave essence here in my channel. Let me try it again. Sometimes it hurts my voice to do impressions, but it's good practice for me. This flat, love. This flat. You're not a monkey on a bowl. You're not a monkey on a bowl. This flat, love. Here's the thing, Dave. See, now I'm going to give Dave notes. This isn't good, but I'm going to try. Dave, here's the thing, Dave. There's probably a better way for you to present yourself when you're out in the public. Because you're soliciting these people. Where's Mitch when you need him? Like, you're soliciting them. Like, they're going by and you're acting like as if, like, your energy as if you're trying to sell them something. I'm not saying you're selling them something, but your approach comes off a little shuckstery, dude, right? And maybe that's just, you're just going with what you know. You're just going, but I'm trying to give you advice, dude. I don't think you have to solicit these people. You could present yourself in public in a way where you can offer something and then people can choose to engage with you or not. And Jay says, damn, Z, I almost thought that was Dave. I did a longer impression yesterday, but I don't want to just go on and on because I might insult Dave the more I go. Because I'll start going into how, like, these kind of prostitutes are coming up to him and he's hugging them and telling them how attractive they are as Andrea, his wife, is watching him in real time. So I decided to cut my impression short because I know I would have instinctively went somewhere that probably would have been offensive towards him and his wife. So I don't want to do that to you, Dave. Dave, I'm probably your biggest ally right now. Whether you realize it or not, I don't know. But I'm just thinking, Dave, there's probably ways you can approach this whole thing. Now, I don't want to sit here and be an armchair quarterback. I'm not out there doing what you're doing. And it seems like almost every quote-unquote flat earth activist that I've ever seen gets themselves into altercations. Or should I say ends up in some type of adversarial interaction with people. So you're not alone. But maybe it's an energy thing, you know? Maybe try a tactic where they engage you, where they're making the first step towards you, dude. I don't know. I'm not sure, dude. I don't want to be the one to tell you how to fucking do your stuff, man. But I'm not sure. How do I get off Dave, guys? I want to get off the Dave thing. It's too easy at this point. There's so many things we could talk about in this world. I don't want to get hung up on the Trinity Dave controversy. It's too much. It really is. I'm like not down for it. Heidi, what's going on, Heidi? You took 2 days off from the metaverse, and now you already seem to be upset in the chat this morning. She said, damn, do I need 2 or more days off? Y'all, please. Heidi, you're showing resistance. I'm realizing on these metaversal streets, there's a certain way we need to deal with this environment. Because if you try to resist too much, Heidi, it's not going to work out. You're just going to get ground up in the gears. You know? Like Heidi, like you're caping for Nachiketa here. She says, Notch is a good man. Take it easy on the haterade. So Heidi, I'm quite sure that our friend Nachiketa probably doesn't need doesn't need you to defend him. Because you're just going to get upset. And you're going to rage quit. You're going to rage quit YouTube. It's not worth it. It really isn't, Heidi. There's better ways to handle this whole thing. Heidi, you're too involved, Heidi. You love the drama too much, Heidi. You're addicted. You may be more addicted to this metaverse than our friend Patrick from OTW News, which is saying something because I think Patrick is hopelessly addicted to this platform and tobacco and weed, and probably other things. You know? Right. She says, Z, I know he doesn't need my defense. My bad. Yeah. Yeah, just breathe, Heidi. Just let it wash over you. Just enjoy the experience, Heidi. Take it for what it's worth. I know it's frustrating. I started off the show this morning at six o'clock, basically just screaming at Elon Musk and Klaus Schwab. So I understand, but you know, we have to learn better ways. You know, like they say, when you know better, you do better. Maybe it's that simple. Freedom Grower checking in. Dick Freedom Grower says, my adrenals are leveling out. 4 days into 0 stimulants. Best sleep ever. Woke up full of piss and vinegar. Ready to prosper and conquer. Wow, it's funny, Dick, because I know you're into teas. I know you're you're into these like artesian teas. So I don't know. What are you just going with, like the non-caffeinated versions of it, like the more herbal teas? Is that your approach, bro? Anyway, I enjoy my coffee in the morning. You know, that's my stimulant. I don't drink caffeine throughout the day after that. I do my coffee in the morning. It works for me. And then I just move on. I have to admit to my, he said, yeah, Dick says, I love tea, but I'm drinking fermented water. Nice. I'm going to have to admit something to my audience. I'm trying to cut cannabis out of my life. Audience, weigh in. Weigh in on this in the chat. I want to see what you guys have to say on it. I'm trying to cut cannabis out of my life. I've pretty much eliminated alcohol. I'm not saying I never drink alcohol. If I'm in a certain mood, say I'm sitting down and I'm having a nice meal, you know, I have some, whatever it is. And sometimes I'll drink a beer or even wine sometimes with my meal and then a little bit afterwards. Sometimes I like that combination if I'm in the right mood. But to be completely frank, I'm not really down with the alcohol thing anymore. It just doesn't agree with me. It makes me wake up in the middle of the night and I got to wake up, take a piss. I wake up in the morning just kind of feeling off. So I'm pretty much down to cannabis. But I'm trying to cut that out of my life. Like even the smoking, like I don't like the way I get dry mouth when I smoke and the way it makes my throat feel. So, you know, I went and got some edibles. And I like the way the edibles make me feel, actually, more than smoking it. Yeah, I want you guys to weigh in on the whole cannabis thing. The edibles kind of put me in a nice space, you know, but sometimes they'll just knock me the fuck out. But the edibles give me like less anxiety. When I smoke the damn stuff, I feel good, but there's like a fucking anxious vibe. Like I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to go outside and interact, which I don't like. I'm trying to experience my life, guys. See, I'm screaming again. Feather Bear, I don't know why. And Lori, I start to scream. I'm trying to be conscious. I'm 44 years old, guys. I want to live the rest of my life and be aware, be able to contribute in so many ways, and be able to co-create with this whole energetic reality. I want to be able to use my consciousness, some type of transducer, transmuter of energy. I want to be able to be fully present. And I think the cannabis in some way, although it of course has its purposes, for me right now, it's not really working out for me. So although I do enjoy the edibles better, I'm trying to get the cannabis out totally. Let's see what people have to say. Moose says 1 year sober from alcohol feels good. Feather Bear says a clear mind is crucial. Austin Murphy says he gets the opposite effects from edibles. They make him paranoid. Each their own. Harvey Briggs says they're not ready to quit weed, but they do want to quit cigarettes. Yeah, quit cigarettes, guys. Just get over that. You got to get rid of cigarettes ASAP. Just stop them. Just go cold turkey. Do whatever you have to do to get off of them. Just get off of them. I hear there's guys, there's different, not medical advice, but there's different, how do I purse my words, coin my words, purse my lips? There's a lot of plant-based methods, treatment paradigms that can help you get off certain substances. I'm just going to go throw 2 words at you. Do what you want. Ibogaine is a big one. Iboga. People talk about kratom or kratom. There's ways to, guys, even microdose in psilocybin, which I'm a proponent of microdosing, really am. Over the course of days and weeks, if you microdose psilocybin, it cultivates a mindset, cultivates a consciousness that is, I think, pretty healing. Don't take my word on it. Like I said, not medical advice, but there's let's say homeopathic natural treatments that exist, guys. Nature seems to provide for us. Of course, mainstream's not going to tell you that. Of course, the powers that shouldn't be aren't going to let you in on their little secret. They're not going to let you in on the huge secret that humanity has known these natural treatment paradigms for hundreds and thousands of years, and that they're basically written down in all these ancient scriptures and scrolls and things. My point is, these healing techniques have been known to mankind for basically all recorded history. And there's strong evidence that, again, whatever this overarching power structure is actively and with premeditation and malice and a forethought, they've kept these things from you. What they've basically done is they hid medicine from you, and they presented you with a poison called pharmakia or pharmacology. What does that say, guys, about the overarching power structure of this world? They hid medicine from humanity, and they present us with poison. If that's not enough to wake your ass up, I don't know what is. Anyway. The realest McCoy in the house. The realest McCoy is a London Man fan, London McLovin. Which reminds me, tomorrow, Friday, June 16th, at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, you'll be able to find me, Zetetic Warrior, on the London McLovin channel. London Man's going to be doing an exclusive interview with your friend, Zetetic Warrior. That's me. Yes, I refer to myself in the third person. Of course I do. Looks like we're going to be chopping it up. It'll be me, him, and Andrea. I'm sorry, me, him, and Pamela. Sorry, Pamela. His co-host. At least this is the plan. And we're going to be, yeah, Renegade One. Make sure you check it out. Let me, zoom me up in here. Let me go and pull the link. Maybe I'll actually pull the link to that actual episode if I can find it, because I know he already posted it and he's ready to go with it. Let me find the London Man. Here he is. Let me get his channel. Hold on, guys. I know this is a broadcasting faux pas. Yep, I found it. I'm about to drop the link to tomorrow's show. So it's going to be, at least the plan is it'll be me, London Man, and Pamela, and they're going to interview me, maybe an hour or so, and then I think he's going to open it up. So he'll probably open the panel up at that point, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Who knows? I just dropped the link in the chat. So guys, go hit the link, hit the notification bell. That way you guys know when I go on. I want you guys to show up. I want you guys to be there, but I want you guys to, I don't do these one-on-one interviews very often, so if you see me on somebody's channel, it's a reason. There's a reason for it. Because I want to support London Man and his content. I like his whole vibe over there. Plus, I want to be introduced to his audience. I think there's a lot we could do with that. So anyway, go check it out. Go check it out. Yeah, our singer. I'm looking forward to it, our singer. It's tomorrow night. London Man's way into these it's almost like these alternative theories within this whole truther community, so to speak. Like he's into he's not afraid to get into like certain topics that others would consider probably maybe a little too deep. He's not afraid to go there. He's pushing the boundaries, so to speak. So anyway, yeah, yeah. I know it's a weird time for you, Nachiketa. I know you're sitting up there in the. Seems like you're in northern India in the mountains. Yeah. Austin Murphy, man, I love that you come check out my show each morning, but this is way too. You're up way too late, Austin Murphy. See, this is where I work against myself, guys, because I should be like, everybody come here, but if I'm to be realistic with my friend Austin Murphy, is that this is you're probably up too late, Austin. It can't be good for you. You probably should be sleeping right now. You could always catch me on replay. I mean, I know this material's compelling here. I wouldn't want to miss it either, but you're up at like it's 3 a.m. when I start. It's almost 4 a.m. in the morning for you, dude. And you're still up. That's a bit much, dude. For your own interest, dude, in the interest of your health and those around you, I implore you to try to find some balance here in the metaverse. It's too much otherwise. Too much, bro. Much love, 5 speed. Right back at you. Right back at you. Yeah, Freedom Grow. Freedom Grow says he's not eating any grains. I try to avoid grains too, Freedom, but it's difficult. So I keep certain grains in my life. Like I've been into corn lately, and I know corn's really not good for you. It's probably better than some things, worse than others, but even the whole corn production, what goes into the agro business of corn production, it's really not great. Really, in any grain production, any grass family, rice, corn, the so-called grains, wheat, oats, barley, rye, spelt, they're all in the grass family. And the cultivation of grasses appears to be pretty detrimental to the ecology and the ecosystem at large. So if somebody were to ask me the best diet, I'd offer what's called the Pegan diet. So it's like vegan, but instead of a V, it's a P. Anybody who's interested, I would offer you, or I would suggest that you check it out. It's called the Pegan diet. What it does, it's the best of both worlds between the Paleolithic diet or the paleo diet and a vegan diet. And it puts them together. So you're eating meat, but in a certain way. And I'll just leave it there. So anyway, not like anybody asked this morning, but Z's recommendation, if I'm to put a label on it, because I don't want to adopt any particular thing and attach to it. But when I look at these so-called diet plans that exist out there, no, it's not. It's not vegetarian, Freedom. It's not. Pegan's not vegetarian. It's meat-based. It takes aspects of paleo, which is very heavily meat-based, and it puts it with aspects of vegan. I know it sounds weird. It's not vegetarian, dude. Not. But yeah, it certainly doesn't include grains. Grains are no good, guys. But I understand them. I eat grains every day because I like the fiber I get from it. It gives me like a starch that kind of works well with my digestive system, and it kind of settles everything in. My biggest grain right now is like corn based, uh, like um like taco shells, tostadas, that type of stuff, burritos and shit. Oh, he said LOLZ. I said vegetarian. I see where you're coming from, Dick. You're basically saying it's gay. Much love, everybody. Niall's here. What's up, Niall? Much love. I love Niall here. He keeps me straight. Niall's my de facto editor. It's like when I mess a word up, like Niall will give me the right word. He'll correct me, which I like, Niall. Don't stop doing it, Niall. Like, I mean, you don't have to feel obligated to be here every second of my show, Niall. I know you don't, but I do like when Niall corrects me, because then I could like correct the record. Because believe it or not, guys, there's people that they're on every word that I say, and people like me. They're just looking for any reason to try to trip me up, paint a narrative for whatever, for whatever purpose. And it's fine. I'm out here presenting myself in the public. They could do what they want with it. What's up, Steve? HMFIC. Good to see you. Who else is here? Mateo. What's up, Mateo? Right. Niall says he works, so he bounces in and out. I appreciate that, dude. Appreciate that. Harvey Briggs in the house. Man, Mateo says humans didn't develop eating grains. And although, I don't really buy into evolution, particularly like macroevolution as such, I do think that there's a process of adaptation. And I think I would tend to agree with Mateo says that we didn't quote unquote develop eating grains. I don't really see that as a part of a natural human diet. I would agree with that. In general, guys, I put it like this. There's certain foods that we eat that are only a product of agriculture or an agricultural society, right? Top amongst those are grains, which are basically grass plants, right? They're grasses, which is interesting because also refined sugar could be counted in there because sugarcane could be considered a grass. It's not a grain as such. So think about it. Refined cane sugar is basically in that same category. They're really all products of agriculture, which is basically turned into agro-business, which is even worse. But even just agriculture, guys, let's put like an idealized state of man or an idealized state of nature. And let's kind of look at the concept of almost existing in a tribe, a tribal community in, let's say, a forest, either a rainforest, or look at the idea of the American plains culture, right? The Native American plains culture, the grasslands, buffalo hunts, things like that. What would man be eating in that environment, in that situation? If you lived in a jungle or like a deciduous forest even, or even a rainforest, and you lived in a tribe, in a community, what would you be eating? And I don't mean a village. I'm not talking about medieval England with fucking domesticated animals, livestock, and farms. I'm not talking about that, guys. I'm talking tribal. What would you be eating? You'd be eating meat, but sparingly when you had it. You'd probably be eating most of your meat as a scavenger. You'd be scavenging your meat, which means you wouldn't have copious amounts of it, and you probably wouldn't be eating it every day. Maybe you would have hunts, but the hunts would be at certain times or in hunting season. You'd have to have ways to preserve it. Again, you'd be eating meat, but probably at a much lesser degree that you see today in modern culture. Your fruits and vegetables, again, would be stuff that you'd be collecting, right? You'd be eating a lot more root-based plants. You'd be getting a lot of those micronutrients from the roots that we're lacking in our current diet. All right. I'm trying to paint a picture for you guys of my conception of a more natural human diet, not the one that's given to you. You'd be eating around the seasons. You'd be more in touch with nature. So certain times a year, or I should say, depending, your diet would be based on the season, depending on where you are. Compare that to modern culture, modern consumer culture, where you're just basically eating the same things all the time. Taco Tuesday, you know what I mean? Like when I grew up, it's like, I'm Italian, so every Sunday it was like the pasta dinner, spaghetti dinner, whatever, man. It's just a more natural way. It's a more natural concept of the human diet. It's the way I look at it, for what it's worth. Let me rein it in. I'm going off this morning. I'm going off. Benton weighing in. Much love, Benton. Benton says buying meat from the grocery store is nothing like eating entire animals. Yeah. Think about it. If you were more of a scavenger, like look at Lou Bass. For as loony as the guy is, like he'll fucking pick up roadkill on the side of the road and he'll make food out of it. I actually respect that. If you'd be eating, like, think about it, more like the bone marrow, right? You'd be eating different parts of the animal, Think about the ligaments and tendons, the fat, the ligaments and tendons and the bones and stuff, and the bone marrow. You get things like collagen from that. You get things like iron from that. Certain minerals, vitamins and minerals that don't come just from eating like a piece of London broil that you bought in the store. Get it? There's things in there. There's different components. So I agree with you, Benton. There's no doubt about it, bro. Sly Shy. Much love, Sly Shy. Yeah, he said, Benton and I are right on. He said the entire animal, including organs and connective tissue, man. The liver, the this, the that. I just fucked up my StreamYard. Hold on. I hate when I do that. It's just a different idea, guys. It's not just the meat. There's other components that have value. People would disagree. Yeah, like Mateo says, mushrooms. Again, if you're more in that scavenger-based idea of nutrition, things like mushrooms that have a lot of benefits. There's London Man. London Man, you might have missed it. I gave a promo for tomorrow night's show on your channel, London Man. I dropped the link in my chat. I'm going to do it again for people who weren't here. Again, please allow me to promote my appearance tomorrow night on the London Man channel. London Man and his co-host, Pamela Mystical Musings, will be getting into it with me. Show starts 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Don't miss it, guys. Link's in the chat. Hit that link and hit the notification button. Don't miss it. I want you all to be there. If you're a Z guy, you need to be there tomorrow. Show London Man some support. Show me some support. Get over to his channel. Show him some love. Guy's got good stuff going on there. Christy Lee Dolls is here. Much love, Christy Lee Dolls. Much love to you. Much love. Right. Benton, you're nailing it this morning, dude. He says Western people don't experience caloric deficits over time like primitive peoples did. Exactly. There appears to be by many objective standards, benefits to fasting. Many of us know that. Fasting shows great benefits. Because again, if we go back to some type of natural concept of man in an ideal state of nature, if there ever was one, just like Benton said, there were times of feast and times of famine, natural times where you didn't eat as much. Those times allow the body to cleanse itself. There's healing aspects to quote unquote famine, quote unquote fasting, however you want to look at it. Benton's making great points. You know, we look at it as like, oh, I'm fasting, but that appears to just be natural. Like I said, if you existed in a state of nature, if we didn't have this overarching control structure, basically making us domesticated sheep. Guys, we're living as domesticated animals. They gave you the illusion of a free market system. They give you the illusion of governments, right? They're giving you this whole puppet structure of the screen that they're presenting to us. They're giving you the illusion of freedom and rights. But in the end, really, by all intent and purposes, we're really just kept pets. Really what it is, guys. We're basically on a huge plantation. Call it plantation Earth if you want. They confined you. And I think their most effective tactic was to make you think you live on a globe. A globe is limiting. There's no more land on a globe, guys. There's nowhere else to go on a globe except into a possible space where there's nothing for us. It really is plantation Earth. It really is. They gave you walls and said, this is your world. But in reality, I think the most effective wall that they built was the mental wall that they conditioned us in to tell you there's nothing else out there. Because most of the evidence shows that there's much more out there. All right, let me rein it in. Jay says prison Earth. Green Man just says, dang. Let me rein it in, guys. I can't just come on here for 3 hours every morning and spurg out. It's not going to really benefit anybody. First and foremost, myself. Who else is here? Terry Davies. I already said hi to Christy Lee Dolls, but I'll say hi to her twice. I already said hi to her twice. Aaron's in the house. Yeah. Right on. Right on, guys. It's hard for me, Christy Lee, because Christy, when you show up in my chat, it fucking distracts me. I'm way too in my imagination when it comes to Christy Lee Dolls. Because Christy Lee Dolls is like my type. Like you don't see much of her. Like she shows these avatars where it's not her, but the little that she shows of herself in her videos and stuff, she's my type. You know, she's got the look that I like. And so it's distracting, Christy Lee Dolls, when you show up here, and now I have to think of you. Because I just start looping in my head of all the things that I want to do with you, all the experiences I'd like to engage with you. And it fucks me up, Dick. Freedom Grower. Like, it gets in my head. And then I think, like, you know, do I drop into the Christy Lee Dolls DMs or just let it be? You know, it fucks with me, Dick. I don't know why, Christy Lee dolls. You're fucking me up being here. Yeah, she loves it. Of course you love it. Of course you love it. I know your type, Christy Lee dolls. Believe me. You live for what I'm doing right now. You love the validation. You love the validation more than anything. Like right now, what I'm doing to Christy Lee dolls is just like she's being filled with like all these positive like emotions. You guys love the roller coaster. Like her whole being is just being like illuminated right now as I'm doing this. Fucking live for it. I need to learn. I said I got to control this. Yeah. Terry Davies says I'm cheating on Heidi. No, because Heidi gets off on this too. Because if I just started simping for Heidi, she would lose interest. But Heidi comes here and she's hopelessly in love and addicted to me. But when Heidi sees me going off on Christy Lee dolls, Heidi gets off on the jealousy aspect of it. See, I know how to play these bitches off of each other. You have to do it, guys. If you're a young man out there, Christos, pay attention, you fuck. You gotta know how to use whatever you got. You gotta be able to use that swag to play these bitches off against each other. They love the jealousy, they love the drama. They wanted to be cheated on, guys. Here's a secret, everybody. They don't want like the loyal guy because it shows you have no options. They will instinctively perceive that as weakness, whether or not they're conscious of it or not. You understand? This is just base instinct. This is how the human race, so to speak, is propagated. It's instincts. Don't listen to what women say, guys. Christos, this is for you. Women are gonna say a bunch of stuff to you. They're gonna try to tell you what you should be, how you should act, what you should say. It's all basically how you should serve them, please them. But once you start pleasing them, it's gonna go bad for you. You can't listen to what they say, Christos. You can't. Don't ever look. If you're a man, don't ever listen to a woman's advice about on how to get other women, how to treat women, how to operate in that realm. You wouldn't ask a fish how to catch fish, right? You wouldn't do that. It's the same thing, same analogy. You got to keep they love the roller coaster. They love the drama. They'll never admit it, or most of the time they won't. Sometimes they get honest. But they love the ups and downs. It's just the way they are. Anyway. What's Heidi saying? She says, you don't go down. I don't either. What's Benton saying? Benton says, usually when a man cheats, his partner becomes competitive. Doesn't want to break it off because then the other woman might end up with him. Exactly, Benton. Sounds like you've had some experience in this department. Benton, I don't know, Benton. It sounds like you're speaking from experience, but what do I know? Jay says, yeah, Chrissy Lee doll, stop messing with our boy Z's heads and go see him already. I don't know. You said it, Jay, not me. Moose, unfortunately, Moose, you're probably right. Moose says Christos is going to dick off for another 10 years before he learns. And that's the problem, Moose, because this whole cult of culture in society does everything it can to obscure these things from young men. They don't want men to know these things. They want Christos to be unaware and be ignorant of these things so he could stumble through his 20s and 30s, you know, without a clue. They don't want him to know these things for many reasons that I can go into, but I won't. Freedom Dick says, I think Christy Lee dolls would turn dominatrix on you and end up tying you up in a pretzel and force you into a muff dive. Well, I got to admit, Freedom Girl, based on what I've seen and the vibe I get from Christy Lee dolls, I might be willing to violate my no muff diving edict. I may be willing to go against my anti-muff diving stance and my no cunnilingus stance. And I may indeed be willing to make concessions for Christy Lee dolls. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there, Christy Lee. We can negotiate these things. I'm less hard in my stance on things, guys, as time goes forward. So I know I put a hard rule against cunnilingus. I've made it known that I don't think men should be going down there and investigating those murky caves. I think it's a bad move for guys. But for Christy Lee dolls, I think I'd be willing to place that aside. I don't know. Call me a hypocrite. I don't care. Do what you want with it. Say what you want. It doesn't fucking bother me. Not at all. I'm not worried in the least. I'm really not. I'm definitely not. At this point, I don't think I can hook up with Christy Lee dolls because we've already built it up too much. Like, I think it would probably turn bad if it happened. That's why I'm so hesitant to break these metaversal walls. She says you'd love it. See how they are, guys? They love being that little tease. They love it. No, Christy Lee dolls can't get enough of it this morning. It's all right, Christy Lee dolls. Christy Lee dolls, I just want a yes or no in the chat. Christy Lee. See, Sly Shy, why does it just say you're a new subscriber to my channel? Like, I'm here broadcasting, and Sly Shy is here every morning, so I know she subscribed to me. But I just got a message that Sly Shy subscribed to me. So did they unsubscribe you to my channel, Sly Shy? Because I'm trying to figure out, because I know they're fucking with me. Sly Shy, why did you just come up as a new subscriber? This is just going to piss me off. Because I know what YouTube does to certain content creators. Anyway. I see I just got off my fucking... I'm all fucked up now. Razvan said, is that Lilith? Is that the spirit of Lilith? It might be. Lilith, Jezebel. I think a lot of these women embody these type of archetypal spirits. Lilith and Jezebel amongst them. Christy Lee dolls, answer the question. She says yes. Did I even ask the question? I don't know. I'll ask it again. Have you pleasured yourself to me? And you already said yes. See? I just want all you haters to realize that the lovely Christy Lee doll spends her time pleasuring herself to me. So, that's my ego. I don't know. I may have to fuck Christy Lee dolls. I'll just jump right out the fucking window with it. I may have to, like, sacrifice all my metaversal integrity here and just literally just do it. Here we go. Slash Shy says, I just went to share your link and it said I wasn't subbed. It's funny, Slash Shy, because I keep going above 1,000 subs and then dropping down below it, above and below it. They're just unsubbing people from my channel. It's fucking hilarious. Of course you were sub, Slash Shy. You're here every morning, which means you're getting notifications. Shit, guys, shit. Right now, look, I'm not telling you guys what to do, but you just heard what Slash Shy said. She knows she was subbed to my channel. She went to go share my link to my show, and she was unsubbed. Do me a favor, guys. Share my show. Like and share it right now. I'm going to try not to get pissed off. I'm going to rein it in. I come on here like a dancing monkey for you guys. I didn't want to do that with my show, but that's what it's turned into. This is just where my energy brings me. I'd like to come in and just keep it mellow, but I don't know. I just go off. Start screaming like a lunatic. Special fucking K said it happened to me before as well. Christy Lee doll says she's not going to share me with anybody. Here's the problem, Christy Lee dolls. I'm going to paint a picture for everybody. Let's take a journey. We're going to take a little trip into Z's imagination because I know it'll happen like this. Say somehow Christy Lee dolls and I get together, right? whatever. Because I know Christy Lee Dolls is a flat earther, much like myself. So say Christy and Lee Dolls, we both go out to Vegas in October to take part in the whole Flattoberfest. All of a sudden, we see each other. It goes down. Christy Lee Dolls and I have like 3 days of just like wild, passionate, unrestrained, unrestricted, animal-like fucking, sexual intercourse. Everything. We just go at it for 3 days. And then I never talk to her again. I go back to my life. She goes back to her life. You guys know it will only be a matter of time, in a very short amount of time, that Christy Lee Dolls will be on here just ripping me apart, talking shit on me, destroying my credibility. And that's the problem, Christy Lee Dolls. Really, the only thing preventing you and I from making this happen is you. Because you're not going to be able to control yourself. The broken hoe in you will come out. Oh, she says, no way, Z. I guarantee you almost every woman right here in the chat will agree with what I'm saying. I guarantee it. You're going to... She says, no, she wouldn't. Now you guys are just setting me up. It would just become that. You would spend the rest of your life trying to metaversally destroy me like a broken hoe. I don't know. Right, Austin Murphy knows. That's how it always goes. Of course. Our singer just says, animal love. Athena Love agrees with me, so... I'm telling you, Christy Lee Dolls. She says she's different. I don't know, Christy Lee Dolls. Maybe time will tell. Because if you played it right, Christy Lee Dolls, you and I could probably have a really good thing with each other. And we could just probably play it low-key for a long time. But I know you'd ruin it. I just know it. I know it. Ruled by Saturn says, Christy Lee Dolls could knit me a sweater and a sweater to match my beanie. It's hilarious. Moose, what are you saying this morning? You're going off. You're going off. Heidi says, once you go down, Z, you'll start thinking about the experience. All right, Heidi. I mean, as I think more and more of it, the odds are, given the proper circumstance, I probably would go down on Christy Lee Dolls. I'd probably go against my own advice. But it still stands as in general advice, guys. Christos, I'm talking to you again. This could save your life, dude. Christos, don't be going down on these bitches. I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're like your quote-unquote perfect girl, woman, whatever, Christos, perfect lady. Don't be doing it, man. I don't want to be seen. Yeah, of course you love this Christy Lee Dolls. Why wouldn't you be loving it? It's all about you, obviously. Christos, don't go down on these girls. Stay away from it. It's not going to work out for you in the long run. It's not. Just don't do it, man. For so many reasons that I really don't want to get into now. I'm helping you out, bro. You know, Christos, I care about you. I look at you like a little brother in these metaversal streets, bro. Take heed. Take heed. Moose, man, you are fucking going crazy this morning, man. Moose is just going wild, man. Timmy Carini in the house. No, Heidi. Heidi says, don't listen to Z. No. Green Man says, make her happy. Guys, you don't want to be making these bitches happy. They don't want to be happy. Pay attention. You guys just make me scream at you. I don't want to do this to you guys, but you make me do it. You make me do it. But do it for your own good. When Green Man says make her happy, they don't want to be happy, guys. They don't want to be happy. They want the melodrama. Do you understand that they love these soap operas, these Korean soap operas? Guys, did you ever see these fucking soap operas in the 80s? Dynasty, Dallas. They're completely stupid. These women love it. They don't want to be happy. It's wrong. You're thinking the wrong way when you say that. Right, Laurie S says, I want to be happy. No, you don't, Laurie. You say that. But like almost every woman, let me say all women, you're not in touch with your true wants, needs, and desires. You're really not. It's not your fault. You're biologically unaware of what you actually need in this world. Ooh, Z, you're controversial. You're crazy. You guys have no clue what's good for you. You say things that go against reality. You guys don't want to be happy. Because if you did, you would behave completely differently. If you did, you wouldn't see 85%, I'm going to say it, 90% of the women are sleeping with 10% of the guys in this current culture. I don't care what anybody tells me. At best, it's 80% of the women sleeping with 20% of the guys, which is probably more natural. Guys, monogamy is an artificial construct put upon us for control and domestication. In reality, you see what you see now with this modern dating culture. You know, in these social media hookup sites, basically. What you just simply find is that the vast majority of the women are having sex with a small minority of men. And which men? It's the guys that embody the attributes that the women find sexually appealing: masculinity, physical strength, height, resources, confidence, swag, big package. Things that are biologically advantageous. Now, under this false construct system, they'll settle down with the nerd, with the computer geek who ended up making some fiat, and now he's 42 years old and he's got some money in the bank and a nice house and he could provide. Sure, after they're done fucking all the alphas, after they've basically been inseminated, impregnated, and procreated with the top 10 to 15% of these biologically appropriate men who they want to fuck, yeah, they're going to settle down with you. They're going to settle down with the guy who really is the more of lower status in the sexual hierarchy. Yeah. And they might pop a kid or two out with you, maybe, just to hook you in and baby trap your ass. But in reality, they're fucking and they're procreating with the guys that they want to do it with. And they're going to expect you to clean up the mess when it's all done. Anyway, I just laid it down for everybody. Take it for what it's worth. Tired of it. Moose says it. Beta bucks, alpha fucks. Alpha fucks, and they use the betas for the bucks. That's the way it is. That's just the facts. I don't care if it ruffles your delicate sensibilities. I don't care if you like what I'm saying. Those are the facts. That's the way it is. Case closed. Let's move on. Anyway, let's all take a breath, guys. Yeah, Special K's just laughing. She knows what's up, but she's peering at us behind her little come hither fucking fuck me librarian glasses. Special K, you know what's up. Talk to me too, Special K. Like I said before, if I want these bitches to hit me up in my DMs, I need to establish some DMs first. I don't even have a way for you guys to hit me up. Lori just says you're wrong. Lori, you can say I'm wrong, but I'm not. You don't want, Lori, you don't want me to be right because it's an ugly truth. What do you guys want? Do you want a comfortable lie that makes you feel good? Or do you want an uncomfortable truth? You pick. Choice is yours. Thank you, Special K. See, Special K agrees with me. She agrees with me. Come on, Green Man. I'm trying to learn your ass this morning. I'm going to agree with Brian O'Shea. He said this on my show, and I'm going to agree with him. This whole Truthiverse is just full of a bunch of like, you're still simps on a lot of ways, guys. You haven't broken through to get to the point of self-mastery, to the point of true spiritual, cognitive, intellectual, and emotional sovereignty. You got to break through these uncomfortable walls. You got to keep going with it, man. What the fuck is Slash I saying? I'm trying to get her to come here now, Z. She's from Brazil. Who? Christy Lee Dolls is from Brazil? Christy Lee Dolls, are you foreign? That's crazy to me. I didn't know that. You're fucking Brazilian? It's even hotter. Is that true, Christy Lee Dolls? You're fucking Brazilian? Let's see what Marika says. We can't miss a Marika comment. She says, this conversation applies to men and women alike. It's all of society that is weak and underdeveloped. So what do you expect? Fair enough, Marika. Fair enough. Andrew B says, damn, Z needs to get laid. Come on, Andrew. You're just going to come and make that accusation? Come on, Andrew. Don't get me started on you, Andrew. Half my audience thinks you have demon eyes, for what it's worth. I mean, not me, Andrew, but just saying most of my audience thinks that you're like demonically possessed. I don't know why. It's weird. Much love, Dave Oliver. What is Timmy saying? He says, Z, you see the book titled How to Understand a Woman. It's 300 pages long, but then you open it and it's empty. That's hilarious. I wish I thought of that, Timmy. I wish I thought of that, man. Our singer said it, Z, 100%. They don't want to be happy. They don't want to be happy, guys. They really don't. Guys, this whole Disney romance thing, they programmed you. Guys, we're all programmed. The whole paradigm through which we view this reality has been conditioned. It's not real, guys. Get over yourself. All right, let's drop the link before the natives get too restless. Everybody wants to tell me how to run my show. Everybody's a half-baked producer all of a sudden. Let's see who comes up. Links in the chat. I'm kind of over the whole Trinity Dave thing, so I don't know. If you guys want to come up and talk about it, we can. I'm not saying we can't, but I'm not particularly inclined to keep looping on the Trinity Dave thing. I think it's been covered sufficiently enough in these communities at this point. I don't think we need to hammer Dave more than we have, so to speak. I don't know. Mateo asking me about my garden in the rain. Mateo, I told you before, I do indoor gardening, dude. All my stuff is indoor. Yeti life in the house. Just a shout out to my multi-ethnic people. Moose is going at it with the chat. Wobbly Boost in the house. Damn, see, Wobbly Boost. Andrew, pay attention, Andrew B. Because I commented on your demon eyes, apparently. And here's our friend Wobbly Boost, who was the first to levy the allegation, Andrew B., in regards to your demon eyes. And he says, Wobbly Boost says, I ain't telling you how to run your show. But Andrew's eyes are demons. Wobbly Boost has it out for you, Andrew B. He's fucking not a fan of you, dude. He really isn't. You can't help yourself, Wobbly. You're sitting there in your tent in the fucking Australian outback, smoking some kind of fucking cannabis, it seems like, constantly. You're probably the highest fucking guy I've ever seen ever, Wobbly Boost. And you're just taking shots at Andrew B. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I know, Andrew B. I see you in the back, Andrew B. I'm going to bring you up in a second. It's kind of weird that an Australian guy in a tent feels as though it's appropriate to consistently just levy certain allegation towards you, man. Basically saying you're a demon. And although I do admit that Andrew B has some creepy vibes, calling him a demon, I think, is a bit excessive, Wobbly Boost. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Wow, Wobbly just says, fuck your eyes. Dude. Now he's spinning off. Well, Wobbly Boost, Andrew's in the back. And Wobbly, you're typically not a stranger to these panels. So the link's in the chat, Wobbly. You seem rather passionate about the subject regarding Andrew B's eyes. He does have blue eyes. I did note last time that some say that having blue eyes is a phenotypic characteristic embodied by those who carry the genetics of the fallen ones, the Nephilim, so to speak. So he's coming at us with these blue eyes. Is it possible that indeed he has demon eyes? I don't know. Oh, Wobbly Boost is scared of the panels now. So he's going to turn into a fucking chat whore now. Just levying allegations against people he doesn't know, calling them demons. It's fucking weird. Christy Lee's wondering if Wobbly would think she has demon eyes. I don't know, Christy Lee dolls. Christy Lee, are you Brazilian? Did you note that? Christy, give me an answer. Are you American? Where the fuck do you live? You don't have to dox yourself. Just tell us what fucking country you're in. Did you tell us already, Christy Lee dolls? I need to know, Christy Lee, because if I want to fly you in, I need to know if it's an international or domestic flight. I have to start making plans. So just tell me where the fuck you live. Stop being so coy. Are you American or not? And if so, where the fuck do you live? I'm getting aggressive towards her now, Andrew. I'm giving you guys an indication to how I function in the fucking bedroom. I get. She says she's French, Italian, so she is Italian, Irish, and German. Interesting. Hey, thank God for World War II. It led to Christy Lee dolls. Yeah, come on. Where the fuck do you live, Christy Lee dolls? Spill the beans. Like I said, if I'm going to be footing the bill for this fucking plane ticket to get you out here to see me, I need to know where the fuck you're coming from. She doesn't want to answer, Andrew. She's being coy now. All of a sudden, the cat's got her tongue. She doesn't want to tell me where she lives. Oh, Louisiana. That's not bad. We could probably make that work. All right, now I know. Louisiana. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's bring up Andrew B. Andrew B. Welcome back to Z Show.
Hey. Good morning to you. What the fuck is with demon? What are demon eyes? What the fuck does that even mean? I don't get it.
It means when Wobbly Boost looks at you, and looks at your eyes, he thinks like you're demon possessed. I think that's what he's saying, dude.
Okay, well, I don't believe in demons or anything like that, so Wobbly Boost has something he has to work on. And no, I don't have any creepy vibes. See, no, nothing like that.
I don't think it's appropriate for you to be weighing in on whether or not you have creepy vibes. Isn't that for us to isn't it our decision to make whether or not you have creepy vibes? Let's put it to the chat. Just the ladies. We're gonna bring Andrew up. I want you to take a good look at Andrew right now. We're gonna give him the take 5 seconds. Everybody look at the screen. Look at Andrew.
Put me on the spot
ladies.
there.
Yeah, ladies, now that you all have gotten up close, look at Andrew. Is he creepy? Yes or no? Just say yes or no in the chat. Is Andrew creepy? Even somewhat. He doesn't have to be 100% creepy, but is he like at least mostly creepy? Yes or no? Come on, ladies. Athena Love says no. So, Hard Hat says his eyes are too close together. Hard Hat, I was looking for the ladies.
What the fuck?
Andrew, unfortunately, Christy Lee Doll says that indeed you are creepy. Sorry. Special K says no.
All right.
Heidi,
if you're going to call
says
someone
no.
out like that, you got to specify what exactly the reason behind it is.
Yeah, not Chiquetta. We're getting conflicting reports from the ladies of the Z Show. Do they really have to give a reason? And the better question is, Andrew, do you really want an explanation? Like,
yeah,
because then you'll have to be thinking. You're going to be going through your day later on, and then you're going to be like, "Oh, Christy Lee Doll said I'm creepy because of X, Y, and Z," and you're going to have to, maybe feel a certain way about it. I don't know.
I got thick skin, but if there's something I have to work on, it's constructive criticism.
All right. Well, since you're asking for it and you want the constructive criticism, Christy Lee Doll says it's your voice that makes you creepy. Yeah. Like, you're right, Christy. Like, his voice sounds like Andrew B's voice. I picture it's like, say, like, somebody kidnapped your loved ones. You know what I mean?
What the fuck?
Like the movie Taken. Like, your loved one has been kidnapped. And then when you get the call from the kidnappers and then you pick up the phone, the kidnapper's voice, I'd imagine, would be like an Andrew B voice. Like, that's the voice you hear when you pick up the kidnapper's phone call. It's the Andrew B voice. I understand exactly where Christy Lee's coming from.
2 feet away from my face, so I can move it.
No, it's not.
Close.
I'm not. It's not the volume. It's not the volume. It's not even your microphone. It's just your voice, man. It's the Taken voice, London Man knows what I'm talking about. Like, it's like, in the old movies, like what's the movie where like the babysitter gets the call, and it's late at night, the kids are up in bed, and the babysitter gets the phone call. She's watching a scary movie, and
I think you're talking about Scream, right?
Well, it's I think Scream played off it, and
that's kind of like I'm trying to mask my voice,
right? But for you, Andrew B, you don't have to mask it. It just is your voice, weirdly enough. And then she gets the phone call, and the guy basically says, like, "Yeah, I'm stalking you," and not only that, I'm in the house now. Like, the phone call, she checks the phone call. She starts
weird.
Yeah. She stars 69 or star 99, whatever it is, the phone call, and it says, "The call's coming from inside the house." And it's your voice, Andrew B. Like, I understand. I get it now why half my audience thinks you're creepy. I understand. Anyway, let's move on, Andrew. Let's not. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I love you, Andrew. I don't want people to think I'm hating on you. I love you.
Oh, it's all good.
Niall, see, that's why I love you. When a Stranger Calls, I think, is the original reference that they keep reenacting through all these movies. Thank you, Niall. That's why I love you. Help me out, Andrew B, because I'm ahead of myself this morning. Sometimes I just turn the stream on and I just go into some weird mode. But I can't do it for 3 hours. It's too much for me. Like, it's not healthy for me to fucking come on here and just spurg out in front of my audience. So rein me in a little bit. Let's kind of, there's an ebb and flow. Okay, I was in the flow, but let's pull back. Let's give it an ebb now. All right. So that's why I love you, Andrew. I'm going to use your creepiness. I'm going to alchemize your creepy presentation to try to some way rein it in on my show.
Oh man,
So I don't just have
so
I don't have a fucking heart attack and a stroke in front of my whole fucking audience. But hold on, Andrew. Hold on. I'm going to give you the floor. I love you, Andrew. What do you make of? I said I didn't want to talk about Trinity Dave, but here I go. You haven't weighed in, at least here on panel yet, on the Trinity Dave controversy, and it is a controversy. But let's say it how Dave would say it: controversy. So hold on, let me do my Trinity Dave impression for all the new listeners here. Andrew, it's been a controversy involving me. I don't know what to do. I removed my video. Like everything he does, he's like screaming on the streets, even when he's talking. Hello, Andrew. Are you going to defend me because I'm a flat earther? Hello, Andrew. We're both flat earthers, Andrew. Are you going to just defend me? Are you going to just basically follow the herd, follow the sheep? Are you going to give me a fair take, Andrew? All right, so listen, that's my Trinity Dave impression. But Andrew, I mean, on the real tip, dude, what's your take on the Trinity Dave controversy?
I don't really know much about it, but I heard there was something to do with him like striking a child or something. I don't know. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, basically.
Well, first of all, I can say that striking a child just because they're annoying you should definitely be illegal and is wrong. But yesterday I heard you talking about, if a child has a machete and they're coming at you, you backhand that kid to the ground until they fucking learn their lesson. But I don't believe in like spanking, like to the point where my dad did it to me and my brother. Like he would beat the fuck out of us. I mean, it taught me a lesson, but it was still over the line.
So, are you saying you haven't seen the footage?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I've already weighed in on mine. I've already given my take on it multiple times. So, I was just wondering where you stood in the whole topic. What I did notice, though, Dave, is Andrew, for what it's worth. Many people went along party lines, so to speak. So the quote-unquote flat earthers had a particular take on the subject. And the supposed globies, for lack of a better term, or anti-flat earthers seemed to have another take on the subject. Which was interesting to watch how people's inherent biases play out through these type of experiences, dude, and these situations. I kind of found that sort of fascinating, dude. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's like a snowball effect. If you keep talking about something that's, drama-wise on the internet with people you've never met, then it just sort of escalates from there.
I do notice a particular phenomenon with mobs and crowds. I do notice a particular groupthink phenomenon or scenario that takes place whenever there's groups of people together, dude. And you see it in real life, and you see it here in the metaverse. You can see these social psychology, and I'm not a huge psychology fan, but we can look at it through that paradigm, through that lens, and you can look at these social psychology experiments, and you can see how people's personalities change and how people's personalities are fluid and how people act differently depending on particular situations that they're in. Because we'd all like to think, Andrew, that we have a solid personality and we have an identity that's somewhat fixed. But when you examine humans, we find this particular phenomena again that our personalities and identities seem to be much more flexible than we think it actually is, and that the way we behave is very highly dependent on the circumstance that we may find ourselves in. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I do believe that, especially if you are, well, being flexible with being able to let go of certain beliefs and move on from that. Sort of like, oh, you once believed that the Earth was a sphere orbiting around the sun, and then you can change your personality based on information, new information. If you're not able to do that, then that's something called cognitive dissonance. When you're stuck in something that it's too painful for the mind to let go. So some people, like myself, I'm very flexible, but I definitely will dig my heels into the ground when it comes to certain topics. I'm not going to mention all those topics right now. It would just take way too long. But for the most part, I think there's a lot of this term NPCs. There's people that just don't understand anything outside of what they call them quote unquote normies. They just believe anything they see on TV, and they turn on the radio on the way to work, and they just listen to the news and all the commercials, and that's their information for the day. I moved away from that like 7 years ago. It's painful for me to actually follow that sort of vibe anymore.
Fair enough, Andrew. On a completely unrelated topic, do you think I should fuck my listeners?
No.
Tell me why.
I don't. Oh, I've met some women offline before, and it never works out.
Fair enough.
I mean, you can meet them online and then meet them in person and then go from there. But I don't know.
Hold on. It sounds like you're putting a caveat into it.
Well, yeah, there is a little caveat to it, but I wouldn't suggest just going on Match.com or fucking whatever they're called. I don't know. I've never been on one of those sites.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I'm here. I present myself each and every morning. See, Christos thinks I should be fucking these bitches. Just with a limit. Like he thinks I should put a governor on it. I'm not talking about Match.com. I'm talking because here's the thing, Andrew. Many of us, most of our interactions, most of our socialization, I hate the word social, but most of our human interactions now, for many of us, are taking place metaversally, so to speak. Come on, people are getting married online. I come here and I present myself. I think courting, men and women, like the courting ritual or let's say the sexual interaction between men and women. I think it goes like this, Andrew. I think it's the women that choose, right? So I think what happens is the guy is the guy. As a man, you just be who you are. You present yourself to the world. So it's like a peacock, right? A peacock shows his feathers. I'm not saying to peacock as such, but I'm saying you'll notice in nature that it's typically the males that are more than typically brightly colored, right? Look at certain bird species. The males would be brightly colored. They'll do certain dances for the female. Again, the peacocks, different birds. The males seem to present themselves in a way, and oftentimes the females will choose. It's not always like that, but there's a level, there's a certain aspect of that, and I think it goes like that in humans. It's up to the male just to present himself, and then the female decides, ooh, him. Yes, please. You know what I mean? And it gets her going. It gets her sexually all fucking worked up. So my point is, if I'm here presenting myself each morning and certain women find it to be attractive in a certain way, aren't they just in essence choosing their sexual partners? So why can't we extend it to the metaverse? I'm just bringing up a point. The floor is yours.
Okay, here's an interesting thing to consider. Pheromones. You can watch someone online all day long and then be attracted to them, have phone sex with them, and do whatever. But if you meet them in person and their pheromones come off wrong, then no, it's not a good idea to hook up with people like that. It's
It's
just
a great point, dude. You're pointing out something that has basically, all right, the point you just made, elucidated. Now, is elucidated a word? And then did I use it properly? And this is a learning experience for me too, guys. The point you just elucidated, Niall's going to tell me if I use the word properly or if indeed it's a word, is the reason why I haven't really used online as a means to quote unquote hook up. Because just what you just said, because I do think that there's a natural chemistry. You said pheromones, which could just be conceived of as like a physical manifestation of like some energy resonance, right? So I get what you're saying, that there's a component with a real life interaction, because if you're fucking in real life. You're not fucking metaversally. So I agree with you that there's probably a real life component that can't be overlooked in this whole equation that we might be missing out on by meeting in the metaverse. Fair point, Andrew. All right.
Yeah, there's also something that I've never
Hold
been
on.
to
I don't
one.
want to cut you off. Hold on. Then you can go.
Okay.
Now says elucidated, to make clear or manifest, to render more intelligible, to illustrate. So I used it properly. Thanks. Niall's my own real life chat GPT. He tells me when I'm right and when I'm wrong. Yeah, ruled by Saturn agrees, dude. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Floor is yours.
So I heard about this. I saw like a little documentary about it, how there's these people that can go to these pheromone parties where they're given a clean cotton white t-shirt, and they're supposed to wear it for like 2 days in a row without taking it off. And then you take it after that and you put it into a bag and you put like a number on it. You know, you seal it up, then you go to a big old gathering with 100 people. And then from there, what you're supposed to do is walk up to every single one of the bags and and smell them. And some of the women are going to like certain smells versus others. And this is just your body odor. You know, when you're clean, obviously you don't want to just do this when you're rolling through the mud. And then men are doing the same thing in reverse. And then what they do is they randomly can connect people based on pheromones. And it's a really weird thing how it works out, but it does. I learned about that when I was in like 10th grade, I think.
Wobbly says dubious as fuck. Wobbly, get the fuck up here, dude. Wobbly Boost, now you're actually pissing me off.
Yeah, Wobbly, what the fuck is your issue, dude? You just a keyboard warrior? I mean, what the fuck,
right.
dude?
Because Wobbly, you got a lot to say to Andrew here, and you're sitting like a little chat bitch, typing like a fucking stenographer. And now you're just actually making me mad because you're better than that, Wobbly. You have a voice to share, Wobbly. And you're going to sit here just chatting like a secretary? Get up here, dude. If you were just sitting here, Wobbly, just making generalized comments, chopping up the chat, but you're actively engaging Andrew. You're referencing him. You're referencing things that he's saying. And now you're just fucking straight pissing me off, Wobbly, because you won't come up. I'm actually disappointed in you, if you want to know the truth. He says, I ain't coming up. I'm going to say it like Wobbly's going to say, because he's typing again. Hey, Z, I ain't coming up. I'm here to type like a secretary, Z. I ain't coming up, Z. Give me a break, Wobbly. You're fucking killing me. That sounded more like the Dean, who's New Zealand. It's hard for me, Andrew, because I do the New Zealand accent and the Australian accent like in the same way, and I know there's differences. It's fucked up, man.
And people can say whatever they want about me, but most of the time it's going to be incorrect because they don't know me.
Right.
And Wobbly Boost said, oh my God, I don't know. He's got some sort of a psychological disorder or something. If he's just going to start.
Because he knows that you're pro Dave Weiss and he's anti Dave Weiss. That's why, dude. He knows you're pro Dave. Wobbly Boost, I've said it before, he's a self-loathing flat earther. He knows that all water lies level and horizontal. He knows we live on a level topographical plane. He understands what this realm is. But yet he doesn't have the balls just to say he's a flat earther. You're weak sauce, Wobbly. You're fucking weak sauce. So you sit there in a tent in the fucking Australian outback like a fucking lunatic eating popcorn kernels one at a time. You sit there and you keep doing that. And Andrew B and I are going to sit out here and we're going to keep fighting for the cause. You sit that out. So Wobbly Boost, you could stay and continue to be the holier than thou fucking truth or flat earther, pretending like you're better than the rest of us, fucking judging us from a distance. And Andrew B and I will stay in the trenches, fighting for the cause. You're looking bad this morning, Wobbly. You're making a really poor showing in front of the metaverse. It's
Wait,
actually
this morning?
fucking sad,
Not
dude.
forever?
Oh man. Yeah. It's bad, Wobbly. You're fucking coming off really bad.
Internet drama. I try to stay out of that stuff because I've met quite a few people off the internet, but usually it's just to have, flat earth get-togethers and things like that. And we don't talk shit about each other. That's fucking cowardly. You fucking bitch.
Now you're just being straight called out, Wobbly. He called you a bitch, Wobbly.
I'll say it again, you fucking bitch.
Oh, Jesus. All right, let's Andrew, you mentioned that you're going to be at Flattoberfest this year, and you mentioned you got yourself a room booked already.
Oh yeah.
And you had hopes of maybe entertaining one of these flat earth females on the trip. Have you fucked a flat earther yet? Yes or no?
Nope. Not yet.
Wow. So now, so you're at that part of your flat earth journey where you're looking for that flat earth strange. Like, you've established yourself in the community, and now it's time to take the next step. That's what you're looking at. Good for you, man.
Well, I'm just putting a possibility out there because I don't want to just meet someone online. Like any one of the ladies in chat right now, I don't even know what they look like. But if I were to meet them in person and get to know them for, a day or two, then yeah, there's a possibility. But there's also the issue of I don't know their background. Like, I don't fuck with women that are married. Or they're in a relationship. I don't do that. Because that just creates a whole big problem where you can just have someone suddenly, find out where you live and then they have a shotgun at your front door. Oh, I'm done with that. I've done it once, won't do it again. But
Christos, are you paying attention this morning, Christos? We're learning you real good, dude. Learn from our mistakes, big guy. You don't want to be like Andrew B. You don't want to be fucking messing around with these married chicks and all of a sudden the jealous husband shows up with a shotgun in your face. It's not good. It's not a moral issue. Uncle Singer says Andrew has morality. No, it's not a moral issue. It's a self-preservation issue, Uncle Rick. Because these husbands will kill you, man. It's called death by simp. It's a natural phenomenon. Some simp's going to fucking blow your ass away if you're fucking his bitch. Because think about it, guys. Some guy like Andrew B comes along with his deep voice and his demon eyes and whatever.
Fucking A.
Some random married chick will find that interesting. Maybe she's bored that day. Maybe she's adventurous. Maybe the spirit of Lilith or Jezebel has just taken over her for the fucking moment. And she decides that she's going to let Andrew B pound her out in a fucking Walmart parking lot. Okay, fine. Maybe a Target. Who knows? My point is, the husband who basically is not getting laid, who's paying for this bitch, who basically invested years, if not decades of his life into supporting this woman, this guy, you think he's going to put up with demonize Andrew just pounding his wife out just out of the clear blue sky? No, he's going to feel a certain way about it. And he's going to catch wind of it. And then all of a sudden, Andrew B gets fucking, he gets unalived. He gets deleted from this earth realm. Why? Because he saw some big booty fucking seductress siren Jezebel Lilith bitch in the fucking checkout line of a fucking Target. And now Andrew B's gone. And the world is missing Andrew now. Pay attention, guys. Pay attention.
But yeah, at Flattoberfest, yeah, I've got my ticket and my hotel room booked, but I haven't bought my flight yet. I'm still waiting for the best deals because apparently there's a lot of really good deals that come along if you just wait for that exact right time. Or I'm just going to drive there. It's like a 10-hour drive for me.
Freedom Grower Dick was in the back, but he left. See, Andrew, people get butthurt when I don't bring them up. I don't know, Dick. Maybe you had to leave. Yeah, maybe you had to go brew up some tea. But people don't like being in the back, right? And I think they get upset and they rage quit. Not saying you, Dick, in particular, but I'm just pointing it out. Dick, I saw you. Dick, I was literally 3 seconds from bringing you up and you left. Don't get in your feelings, Dick. You're telling Dick's telling Wobbly Boost not to be a keyboard warrior, but he rage quit my backstage. Much love, Dick. What's the chat saying? Oh, okay. He said, no, I was just going to come up quick and give Wobbly. Come up now, Dick, because Wobbly needs it. Come back, Dick. I'm going to let you up as soon as you come. I'm sorry. Because I want Wobbly, you need this, Wobbly. You need people to tell you that you're fucking behaving wrong this morning. Because Andrew, he wants to play the holier than thou truther. It's like, I'm Wobbly. Here. I'm Wobbly Boost, mate. I know Earth is level and horizontal. I'm trying to do Wobbly Boost. I'm trying just not to do my Mick Dundee impersonation. I'm trying to literally do Wobbly Boost. But. So now I live in a tent in the outback, and I make fun of people like Andrew B. Wobbly, you live in a fucking tent, dude, and you're trying to pretend like you're better than everybody. You have to see how you're just coming off bad, Wobbly. You have to see it, dude. You have to see this is coming off really poor for you, dude. And Yeti Life says, add the popcorn sound. Who eats popcorn one kernel at a time? It's absurd. It's all right. Dick maybe had to go feed his chickens or whatever. I mean, I'm not making fun of him because he lives in a tent. That's not what it is, guys. It's not. Although he did try to lie to me. When I first met Wobbly Boost, he tried to pass it off as a yurt, but it's not. He admitted it's a tent. Let's bring Dick up. Nal says Z sounds like a constipated Wobbly Boost. No, Wobbly Boost. Wobbly Boost just sounds constipated. That's the difference. Dick, welcome back to the stream.
You said let's bring Dick up.
Well, he's here. Dick.
Dick up. What's happening, guys?
Hey, good
Dick,
morning.
what's up, man? What do you got for us?
Oh yeah, I just see him talking his shit down there, and I've seen him have a pattern of that. I think it's bullshit. You know, get up here and have the conversation. If you want to talk something out, great, but don't sit there and be a keyboard warrior. It's nonsense. And it's surprising to see it from him, actually. You know, I've seen that a number of times now, and it's just a fucking joke. It's like, if you got something to talk about, get up here and have the conversation. Or if you want to characterize people or put them in a box or try to put definitions on people of who they are and what they are, at least you could say it to their face. That's
I completely agree. Or get back on your meds. Like bipolar, whatever the fuck you are.
Sure.
So you're Andrew B. To come here and advocate pharmakia on my audience, that's not gonna look good for you, dude. That's not gonna look good. I understand the expression, but yeah. I understand the expression. I get it. Lou Bass seems to think that Wobbly Boost is drinking right now, that he's hitting the bottle. But you have to remember, it's not 8 o'clock in the morning where he is. Fucking kangaroo land. It's, you know, so he's Lou's speculating that Wobbly Boost is kind of hitting the sauce this morning. You know, who knows? Who knows?
Well, that's something else I've heard a lot of people criticize other people about, is that if they see them drinking at like really early in the morning, like, what are you doing? You're an alcoholic. Like, no, bitch, I work graveyard shift. I just got off work. So
right.
Sometimes that happens.
Right.
But I don't know. Wobbly Boost is probably 3 sheets to the wind right now.
Well, he's Australian, dude. Like, in my mind, they're just drunk all the time, man. It's when you drink, if you lived in that horrible fucking country called Australia. Actually, I can't say it. I've never been there, so I don't want to disparage a whole nation of peoples. But you guys seem like you're just living under like a despotic, tyrannical dictatorship at this point. So I don't know what you guys are doing, but wake the fuck up.
All right, can I change the subject just real quick here? I got a question for you. I don't have much longer. I got to get going.
Feel free, Andrew. What do you got for us?
So in regards to sound and frequency, you know,
right.
You having a background in that kind of field, I'm not. Are you a musician by chance?
You can loosely say I'm a musician. How's
Okay.
that? I play music. I love music, but when it comes to music, I'm eternally frustrated by my lack of musical genius. Here's my point. I can make my way around the keyboard. I can make my way around the other instruments. I played trumpet when I was young. I don't know, Dick, if you struggle with this. I play the bass, and I can handle the guitar somewhat, but I'm frustrated somewhat by the endeavor, and I'm trying to get past it because I love to sing, and I think there's a healing aspect to singing. I do think when you sing, especially in certain frequencies, you actually resonate your pineal gland, and I think singing actually serves to decalcify your pineal gland. I'm just a theory I have. I'm not saying I have any hard evidence of it, and otherwise, I think singing in many ways helps to balance out our energy, and I think there's a huge aspect to humans and music, song, etc. But my point is this. I know I lack the natural genius that certain people have, and I'm consistently frustrated in the process. I'll never be Elton John. I'll never be a David Foster. I'll never be a David Bowie. I'll never be a John Lennon. I'll never be these guys that I look up to, and even the ones who at least write their music. So I'm eternally frustrated by my lack of musical genius, and I'm trying to work past it. So go ahead, ask your question, and I want Dick to weigh in on the subject.
Oh, about frequencies, because conspiracy music guru Alex Michael.
Yeah.
He's a big advocate for the 432 hertz. And
right.
I'm wondering if you've ever done any research on the differences between those and how they...
All right, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to go into my Z thing, okay? Pay attention, everybody. I've said this in the past. All right. The 432 hertz is a big thing. Now, the story goes that throughout time immemorial, 432 hertz was used as the universal tuning frequency. What that means is there's a particular note on a piano. Everybody pay attention. Jesus, that's right. Dr. Z's in the house, Feather Bear. It is Dr. Z. Feather Bear knows my history. Throughout time immemorial, the note on the piano called A below middle C. It's on the piano. It's a very particular note. Middle C is a note on the piano, okay? You just take the A below it. So there's your C. Just go B, then A. That's the A below middle C. For time immemorial, that note was used as the universal tuning frequency. That note was 432 hertz. All right? Which means if you have an orchestra, each instrument in an orchestra has to be tuned. They all have to match so they could harmonize with each other. So if when you got the guy on the flute, the guy on the fucking trumpet, right? They have to be in tune. So you have to have a universal tuning frequency from which then all other notes are related to. Get it? From which that note, all other notes are related. Got it? So for time immemorial, A below middle C, which is the universal tuning frequency, note was 432 hertz. Apparently, at some point in the early 19th century, the powers that shouldn't be changed that universal tuning frequency to 440 hertz. It's only 8 hertz, which is cycles per second. It's only 8 hertz off. They skewed it up. All right, they increased the frequency 8 hertz higher. So now, apparently, the universal tuning frequency throughout all humanity is 440 hertz. So if you're the guy who's going to tune the guitar, so the guitar, the bass, the saxophone, they all have to match. You have to tune it using the same standard. It's all tuned to this 440 hertz A below middle C universal tuning frequency note. All right. So the theory and the narrative is that they have now altered the fundamental way in which we perceive and experience music. All right. It begs the question, Andrew, if indeed 432 was always the universal tuning frequency, why did they feel the need to change it? Why did they feel the need to increase it by 8 hertz, 8 cycles per second? Because what it does then, it affects every other note that there is, played by every instrument that there is. Why did they feel the need to do that? Okay. You guys have to understand that the notes, okay, musical notes, are derived from our larynx. It's derived by the way we sing. Why do you think we could sing the notes? It's all imbued with our humanity and the way in which we express our emotions. When we speak, we have a melodic intonation naturally. Most of human communication is done, it's called suprasegmental communication. All right, it goes beyond the actual segments of our speech. So it's still verbal, so to speak. Okay, it's still vocal, I should say. But much of what we communicate is done through these natural intonations, what's called the super segmental aspects of speech. Got it?
Right.
We communicate our emotions through the melodic tone and the melody of our voice, melody in the music. Got it? So my point is this. If indeed they did alter this time-honored fundamental universal tuning, why did they do it? What was the point? Why did they change the way we experience sound? Could there have been some overarching agenda, a deception? That's my take. Floor's open to the panel. Let's bring Christos up. Christos, welcome back to the stream. Did that answer? Was that a good enough? How was that, Andrew?
Very detailed. I'm gonna have to listen to that again, but just I don't know. I should have prefaced it a little bit more. When I go to sleep, because I have tinnitus from all those explosions and stuff in the military, I always have to have something playing in the background. And I've been listening to binaural beats lately, but sometimes they change the frequency too much, and it wakes me up.
So in my former life, in my profession, some of you may know, tinnitus was one of my specialties. Anyway, I don't want to fucking people, and he's bragging, but put it this way, guys. I know a lot about what Andrew's asking me. The best thing, dude, is just nature sounds. The ocean, rain sounds, find environmental sounds that you like, Andrew, and play them when you try to sleep. Use them as a sort of a masking technique for your tinnitus. It's much better for you because music's not good because it's going to get you on a certain thing, and anything with a melody is not good because you're going to attach to it. Even these binaural beats, I do think there's a lot to it, so you can use those. But my recommendation would be natural sounds. It could be anything, dude. Like I said, water, like a fan. Just use environmental sounds, things that you like. White noise is probably the best. Even pink noise, brown noise, you can look it up. But that's going to be my best recommendation, Home Slice.
All right, cool. I will shut up. There's other people here.
What's up, guys?
Hey, great.
Yeah, I'll
stuff.
just dovetail on that as well. Oh, go ahead, Christos.
You can go. I was just gonna say Robert Edward Grant, someone to look into. He's a musician and a mathematician, and a lot of what Z was saying made me think about what I've heard from this other guy. So I just wanted to throw that in there, and I also agree on the binaural beats. Some of them it's too much. I can't actually relax or fall asleep, but I do have a lot of different like white noise frequency binaural beats stuff that I get down with. Go ahead, Dick.
Yeah, I mean, we're frequency beings. The realm that we're in emits a frequency. The plane of existence that we're on is emitting a frequency. It's a moving target. Why do they change these things? I think it has to do with the biology, the makeup of our beingness. So if you can get things to flourish that are nefarious or anaerobic that will cause you harm and make you less of yourself and not optimum, then you're easy to enslave and you're easy to be impressionable and put in that hypnotic zombie state where they can just control you like a remote control beetle. And so I think when you look at things like the Terminator frequency, 15,000 hertz, you can run that in a glass of water. And if you scoped your water with nematodes and protozoa in it, maybe you use like some kind of compost base to do an experiment, you'd see it would kill a number of that biology immediately, like in seconds. And they've done that test. So you can do it from a science point or you can do it from an intuition point. But there's certainly things they can do to tinker with your body, alchemy and chemistry just with frequency. And there's things you can do to circumvent that and counteract that as well. And so if anybody hasn't looked into that, I mean, it's a big rabbit hole you can go down. There's all the different frequencies you can look at, have different modalities. And so it's very cool, but lack of wisdom and knowledge to it, you suffer. It's the bottom line.
The other thing, Andrew, is binaural beats only work when you have headphones on or earphones. They don't work over what's called sound field through a speaker. I don't know if you know that, Andrew. The effect of the binaural beats, you need stereo headphones.
Yep.
I don't know if you know that.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah. Because what it does on one channel, one ear, it's playing you a certain frequency. And then the other channel, it plays you a frequency that's slightly off. It's either a few hertz below or a few hertz above, right? It's the discrepancy between the frequencies being presented to each ear that creates the binaural beat, which would be subaudible otherwise. You understand? You could only hear from 20 hertz is the lowest you could hear. You could hear from 20 hertz to 20,000 if you have good hearing. Anything below 20 hertz or cycles per second is subaudible. You can't perceive it. But what a binaural beat does, it tricks you into perceiving a subaudible beat, because say it presents, let's say, I don't know, let's take a random. Let's say it presents 432 to one ear. It might present, let's say, 438 to the other ear. All right. That 6 decibel difference is going to be perceived mentally. You're going to perceive that as a 6 decibel tone, which you wouldn't have been able to hear otherwise. Do you understand? It's using the properties of how we perceive sound to basically present a subaudible beat that could be used to entrain your basically your brain waves. You understand? You'll show a certain brain. It can entrain your consciousness to present a certain brainwave pattern. Get it? That's the theory behind it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like binaural, like a bicycle is 2. So yeah, and
Right.
then stereo. I learned that from a long time ago, that stereo means it's coming out of like 2 different ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you need the headphones for the binaural stuff. Take it for what it's worth, man.
All right.
Yeah, what Dick was saying, man, this this idea of frequencies and how they relate to our biology. Dick's on it with that. Not only sound, Dick, but I think even more specifically, electromagnetic frequencies. I think electromagnetic frequencies have a great and significant effect on our biology. Let's look at microwave, guys. Everybody has a microwave oven in their house, right? A microwave is just a particular bandwidth along the entire electromagnetic spectrum of energy. We use microwaves to cook our food, guys. What's the difference between your flesh and the flesh of a pork chop that you're warming up, or a piece of steak or a chicken that you're warming up in your microwave? Think about it, guys. If your microwave oven, which is just basically using a very particular bandwidth along the electromagnetic energy spectrum, if your microwave oven can heat up and cook food, think about how all these electromagnetic frequencies that are all around us are affecting our biology, because it's just all electromagnetic energy at different wavelengths.
Yeah, there have actually been tests where people take water and they'll freeze it, like distilled water. They'll freeze it, and then they'll look at it under a microscope and look at the crystal structure of it. And then they'll take the exact same water and put it in the microwave, and then freeze it after that and look at the crystal structure of it, and it's completely different. It just fucks up how things work.
Yeah, and also consider that if you have a baseline of the frequency of Earth, of Gaia, that would normally keep you somewhat, in an equilibrium to all the counter frequencies, both positive and negative, but then you're wearing plastic-soled shoes, walking around all day, completely disconnected from nature, the realm. You're in a concrete jungle, and then you're being beamed Five Guys and fries all day. It's not going to work out well.
Right.
Yeah, back back when I went to community college, there was a guy actually I had art class with who he walked around barefoot everywhere. At first I was like, what the hell? But then eventually, you know, I came to realize exactly what you're talking about, Dick. Now, it doesn't mean you want to walk around urban areas, obviously, have discernment, obviously. But, you know, the more the better. You know, just get 20, 30 minutes of just sitting outside, nice day in your chair or something. Get your bare feet in the ground, you know?
Right. I want to go more and more about frequencies. You know, I want to talk more and more about how it's the wavelength of the frequency that basically dictates how it interacts with any particular structure. Like I want to talk about how radio waves, which are basically low frequency but have a big wavelength, they kind of pass around you. Like I said, like radar, it goes around you. It doesn't really affect you. But as you go higher in frequency, it basically interacts more with your anatomical structures and your cell structures, like microwave, X-ray, things like that. Right. But I want to talk about those things, Christos, but for some reason, instead, I'm compelled to just ask you about your love life, dude. What's going on with you? Are you a single man? I know I'm hounding you on this, but there's a lot of ladies in the metaverse, Christos, and they're all asking the same burning question I am, dude. You mentioned about 2 weeks ago now that you may be exploring maybe more of a polyamorous type of relationship, with your, with your quote unquote lady friend, girlfriend. What's the update, dude? Come on, Christos. Don't keep us waiting.
Well, yeah, you'll have to wait at least like 2 more weeks. You know, I'm gonna pull my Joe Cool card and just, play it cool. Say, give me a week or 2, And as I hit my metaversal blunt here.
Dick, what do you make of what Christos is saying here? Give us your take. Interpret it.
I totally tuned out for a minute. I'm sorry. I was looking at the chat. What do you give me a response again? Let me hear it.
Well,
here's the thing, Chris. I'm asking Christos if he's single.
Nothing's on the menu yet. Nothing's on the menu yet. But I mean, I told my buddy the other day, I might be single here in a couple of weeks. I don't know.
Okay.
It's really up in the air right now. So kind of a diverging.
What do you mean by that,
moment.
Christos? What do you mean? See, our Christos. See, what's happening is you're allowing too much leeway, man. It really shouldn't have anything to do with her. Like, you really should be able to give me a definitive answer right now, and that's you're indicating a potential issue that I'm highlighting.
Right, I'm having relationship issues, so I might just throw down the gauntlet and strike the sword and say, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna open myself up just yet, but I will, let it be known. Let it be known like it has been known. I very well may be single and metaversely mingling, a month or 2 from now.
All right, here's the thing, Krista. Go ahead.
Yeah, are you not satisfied in your current situation?
I'm not, but it's also not something I don't want to get too Dr. Phil here, but yeah, I'm willing to bring it here onto the metaverse. I never would have said anything from the get-go if not. So y'all got it.
Yeah, so what is not complete for you in this circumstance? Like, what are you looking for that you're not finding in the current situation?
I don't think there's a reciprocation going on. I don't think the feeling is mutual at this point. I just think, honestly, I'm pretty sure my partner could agree to some degree that we're both at points in life right now where, sorry for the car noise.
So she stopped chasing you. She stopped chasing you. She's not still trying to win the prize. She's not trying to keep it fresh and exciting. Isn't that what it is?
Well, you could frame it that way, but it goes a lot deeper.
Sorry, hold on, Christos. Let me say this.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Let me just speak in generalities. Christos, see, it seems like you and her or you and she, I should say, are the same age, right? Around the same age. So,
Oh yeah.
right. So biologically, Christos, you're a young man in your early 20s, it seems like. So biologically, dude, she's ready to go, bro. She's right in her prime thing. You see, again, she is ready to do the whole human procreation thing. Her whole essence is primed for it now. It's different for a man, Christos. You're primed to engage in that part of your life when you're in your mid-30s or 40s. You see, men and women are different. I don't care what anybody tells you guys. A man's, let's say, sexual value is based on different things than women. Okay, your value to have a family, to support a family, to be in that environment is going to be based on your ability to provide, your ability to be strong, your ability to exist as a member of the community and as a prominent member. Do you understand? The things that are valuable in terms of a family are things that you have to mature into and that you have to build. So my point is, Christos, your most appropriate time to engage in a family is years away. On the flip side, your girlfriend, she's biologically primed now. In reality, she was biologically primed years ago. And this is what they don't tell you in the fucking movies and these stupid rom-coms and this whole Disney version of romance and love. They don't tell you this stuff, Christos. Is that she's ready to pop on a family now. Basically, she was ready to pop yesterday. And yours are a year in front of you. You guys aren't really a match for each other moving forward. Take it for what it's worth. Uncle Rick agrees with me. Go
So
ahead.
you're saying she's not reciprocating, Z, because she sees that he's not a viable mate at this point. He's not ready to settle down. So she's in hypergamy mode, looking to get other attention from other men, right?
Potentially. Whether it's being expressed like that or whether Christos,
Yeah, neither of us ever wanted kids.
Oh, but you don't know that.
Yeah.
Christos, women say that constant. Christos,
Exactly.
Countless women say it, and I've lived long enough, Christos, to realize that's not the case, man. The vast majority say that, and then they evidence the opposite. They hit a certain age and they all have kids, almost all of them. So, Dick, my point is whether or not she or Christos are aware of this dynamic, and however it's being expressed and played out, very likely what I just explained is the underlying difficulty in their relationship.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've also heard from some very, intelligent people, doctors included, that women hit their sexual peak right around 29, and then it kind of tapers off after that. And that's why a lot of women, before they hit menopause, are just so eager to have children.
I see an agenda, like many of us do, being perpetrated upon humanity in regards to this whole subject, in regards to men and women and our relations with each other, in regards to procreation, in regards to sex. I see an agenda. I see an agenda trying to tell women they can have it all. They could be the CEO, they could be the boss bitch, but at the same time be the adoring wife and mother. And I don't think it's possible. I think it's a lie. For whatever the motive is behind this agenda, we can only speculate. But to me, it's obvious, man. You can say it's the feminization of the males and the masculinization of the females. You could look at it like that, but I don't know. I see it, but let's welcome Timmy back to the stream. Timmy, welcome back to the show.
Yo, Timmy.
Hey, yo, what's up, brothers?
Cheers.
Yo. Cheers.
What's up, big doll? What's up, big doll? Good to see you again.
Yo, so I wanted to throw my hat in the ring in this concept a bit. Well, like, in terms of like the reason, right? And I give you a specific example right now. My wife's brother is like 17, 18, and he's like, out here they don't get to really roam freely like I did from like 10 to 18 before I could like experience the world, right? And so now he's in a position where it's like he's going to be useless for like another 4 years at a college if I can't convince him to not go and do something better with his time, right? And then think about it this way: after that, then then the normal male in a society, right, then goes and like kind of struggles around at work in their 20s, right? And then maybe starts to generate like value for dad and mom at like 30. Think about how insane that is. This is why folks don't want to have kids, right? Because they see like, oh, I gotta like, this is a liability for like 30 years, and then maybe it won't even like produce like anything for me to help me after 30 years. So what the fuck is the point besides like feeling like you have to do it, right? And and I was thinking about this because I was watching this thing, these guys in I think Sudan, where like they just, they're just like living out on the land. They don't even have houses. They don't need them. And they just got cows. Cows is like their currency. And like this one dude is like, yeah, I want to have 9 wives and 90 kids. And he's like, why? And they're like, why? He's like, because when the enemy comes and tries to take our cows, like we have more people, right? And then the kids at like 3, 4, 5 years old, once they're 5, they're cleaning the cows or like moving them around, guarding them and shit. Like they're already becoming an asset right away, which is like makes so much more sense to me. And like it's just crazy. Ruled by Saturn, I'm saying like becoming an asset by 30. Like, yeah, you're 17. You're saying you're having value. Okay, great. I would say that most people or most kids that go and do like the college route and then get like the blue collar, no, I meant the white collar like track is just not ideal because of these things. Just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, it's a good point, man. It's a great point.
Solid.
Well, all right, Z, thanks for having me on. I gotta go.
All right, Andrew. See you later, bro. See you later, man. Good to have you. Work on being less creepy, dude.
I'm not creepy. What the fuck?
Work on that. I don't know how you're gonna. Guys, let's help Andrew out. Panel. What can Andrew do to be less creepy? Oh, he's gone. Andrew, there's things you can do, man. I don't know. I'm not sure, dude. There's I don't know.
Get a
Maybe
backdrop light.
I think
put a little more shine on your face.
I think it's an audio thing. Like he's got if I were him, I'd do like singing lessons. You were talking about singing before, Z. He's got to do some voice training or singing lessons. It kind of sounds like there's a frog in his throat, and he's kind of holding back kind of what he's saying or feeling. I suspect. Like,
good point. So you think he needs to work on his flow state presentation?
Yeah,
where he just needs to be able to like. I actually agree, Andrew. Maybe you need to like do some yogic exercises. Maybe Pat from OTW News could hook you up with some of those Kundalini breathing meditations that he does. Something to kind of get you more integrated, Andrew, so you can have a more integrated mind, body, spirit type of presentation, and kind of get out of your head a little bit and be able to get into that, like I said, that more flow state. I think singing would probably do good for you, Andrew. I can imagine, Andrew, that you've never really stepped up on karaoke night. You probably don't even sing in the car or in the shower. Start doing that, Andrew. Get your favorite songs and start singing along to them. Maybe you could reduce some. I mean, I'm not saying you're creepy, Andrew, but it seems like my majority of my audience tends to agree that, that there might be some kind of creep factor going on with you. I'm just saying. Much love, though. Much love.
So if we were doing karaoke, what would be your first song, Z?
My first song?
Yeah.
Ready? I'll do it right now. Hold on. Hold on. I'll turn my camera off.
It's going to be good.
I was singing it this morning. It's Frank Sinatra's rendition of
I'll Do It My Way.
No. It's Frank Sinatra's rendition of the classic song from The Wizard of Oz, Over the Rainbow.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome.
Hold on, it hurts my voice when I sing, Dick, and it hurts my voice. Hold on. Hold on, it hurts. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why, oh, why can't I? How was it? What do you think, Flatman
Oh, it's
X?
beautiful.
You signing me up, Flatman? You
Nice.
signing me up?
The vibrato was awesome. You got nice vibrato in there.
Lou wants me to stop. I don't have the best microphone, so don't be jealous, Lou. I'd like to hear you come up and sing. Give me a break.
I liked it.
Give me a break. London Man. Wait, Flatman X says, why did I turn the cam off? Believe me, London Man, you don't want to see me when I drop into my impressions and stuff. I look like a lunatic. Slash, I said, don't quit your morning show. I can't disagree with you, Slash Eye. He said, you sound like a male something.
Grace Slick. Huh.
Yeah, I don't know
Well,
what that means.
it's like when you're going hard at lifting weights and you start making weird faces. It's kind of the same thing. I'm not saying you're making weird faces, but I mean, if you gotta put the camera out, I
Right.
get it.
Niall says a little too much vibrato, but not bad. Hard to disagree with. Miyagi says tone deaf. I'll take it for what it's worth. Special K liked it.
The audiologist is tone deaf. What's up with that?
No, that
Right.
wasn't tone deaf at all. That was on pitch. That was on point.
It was on pitch. It seems like
It's acapella
people,
too, man.
yeah,
That's great.
people had issue with the vibrato.
Said it was Goaty or something.
What's Wobbly Boost says Nachi was telling you what to do, Z. Punch him in the face. Wobbly Boost, you're just wasted this morning. You should probably just stop typing. You really should, dude. You should stop. It's crazy what you're doing here.
It's nighttime for him.
I know. What is he? Is he's what Timmy, you're like 12 hours ahead of me, right? So you're what, at your 8:30 hour?
Yeah.
All right. That means Wobbly Boost. I think he's like
It's like
Fucking-
11:30. It's pretty late for him.
it's 11:30. Okay, for him. Right.
I think so.
Because Dean, my friend from New Zealand, is like 16 hours ahead or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's hard for me to keep track with you guys. It's difficult for me.
Yeah.
You guys are all around the world. Yeah. I know, Uncle Rick. I know I'm not a singer. That's why I'm here doing this, Uncle Rick. But I like it anyway. Like I said,
Well, we were talking karaoke. It's not like we said, what are you going to do when you're a professional singer on stage being paid billions of dollars a year?
Dick, what do you think about my theory that singing allows us to hit certain frequencies that serve to decalcify the pineal gland? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and achieve altered states to change your body chemistry. I mean, to just uplift your spirits in a moment. It's appropriate on many levels. I mean, if you haven't found the joy in music and just the inspiration of freestyling and just tapping into that creative source, I mean, I'd liken it to any type of creative effort, painting a picture, writing a story. All these things bring out a creative aspect of ourselves that change our frequency. I think it's not just about tuning yourself to the frequencies, but it's about finding what's inside of you that you can actually, bring out of yourself. And let me put it this way. Like, to me, music started as ego. It was about, like, I wanted to be a rock star and all this stuff. And there's a point I left it all together because that didn't happen. And like what you said, Z, I really struggled that there's these people with just incredible talent. They're just unbelievable. Like, they come out of the womb and they seem to just understand how all the frequencies and notes go together. And that's a little bit frustrating. But when I came back to it, I remembered that childlike place that I would find where I would just close my eyes and just, go to a different space where it was like peaceful and just serene. And to come back to that later in my years after doing the whole corporate thing and everything is just very, very edifying. It's like medicine. It really does have a healing effect, and you can't quantify it. I couldn't put my finger on exactly what's happening. It's just an overall state of well-being. And I have to have that consistent creative process in my life or shit is not in balance.
Right. You said creative, dude. I think it has to do with the creativity, man. To create something. It seems to me that whatever this whole pop culture is, this cult of culture that we seem to be existing in, whatever it is, there seems to be an effort to stifle creativity amongst men and women. You know, it's like we're given so much with this multimedia. There's so much to consume. When you're consuming, it's a passive process, and it gives us, to me, a state of complacency, or puts us in a state of complacency where we're no longer being creative. The creative process has been removed from our everyday life, right? You just ask Google what the answer is, it gives it to you. It's just you're being presented with music all the time, but where's the creativity? And I think we've lost something as humanity as we've had this creative process removed from us, man. I mean, say what you want about religion and church, but picture a church, you know, like a lot of this music that came out, like R&B music that came out of like the gospel music of the 60s and 70s that led to R&B, Motown. It all came from the church music, right? Where they were there collecting as a group, lending their voice in celebration. Say what you want about the religion. And they were expressing themselves with their voices. Let's look at the way these cathedrals, Dick, were engineered and created to maximize and the resonant qualities of our singing, of our voice, man, of the musical instruments, whether it was an organ or otherwise. There seems to be, when you look throughout the history of man, a very close association with song, music, frequencies, and healing modalities, so to speak, right? It seems to have been therapeutic, and it seems that I see an engineering basically control matrix that's in some ways hell-bent on removing that from humanity, for what it's worth.
Well, look at like an opera singer that can hit that note where she can break a glass just with her voice. And if you can affect physicality on that level, think about how much the other frequencies could have different effects. I mean, another thing you can do is they do the experiments where they'll put sand and they'll run certain frequencies under a board. And then you'll see these different sacred geometry structures that come out of that frequency. Some create very nefarious, demonic looking types of portrayals, and then others are in complete harmony. And you can see it from your own intuition that it's crystalline, it's perfect, it's something that is of the most high design. So, you know, I think we're ignorant to a lot of this stuff, but we can use our intuition in the process. But to give it no credit when you can see a direct effect, again, on biology, on physicality, I mean, and then just the way this realm has been arranged to where we're disconnected from the plane that we're on, and then we're having frequencies beamed at us all day, and then they're putting heavy metal particulates in your cereal, which is making you, you know, unfertile and, you know, taking away your testosterone. So, I mean, like everything is trying to infiltrate you at some level to re-engineer you, tweak you, and kind of adjust you out of your normal element, normal self. My view on it, it's all to put you in a hypnotic state so you're impressionable. They can just turn you into a zombie. If you don't want to be that, you got to take accountability to counteract that, and also bring what's, you know, someone said, what is understand? The fact that you don't understand what I mean with that word just shows where you're at. I'm going within to find, you know, what I'm going to stand on.
Well, think about this. What's the number one worst place that you can send your son or daughter, right? Like maybe some kind of concentration camp where you're never going to see them again. They're going to get tortured, right? All right. What's the second worst place you can send them? A concentration camp that will long term make them a slave, right? Which is basically all the schools. So it works out perfectly. And just like the farmer, I mean, Dick, you're sort of in the farmer world, right? You don't just take a cow and then kill it and eat the beef once, right? You get milk out of it for years. So it doesn't even make sense to do option number one. That's why so that it really just take out option number one, because that's stupid. So option number two, the worst place you can put them is in the concentration camp that we all like went through and grew up in. And it just destroys the creativity.
Yeah, it's bad.
Just, sets us up for, you know, corporate shitty lifestyle.
Oh, they love getting their hands on the little ones. But let me
Yeah.
switch the subject now, because Axis Rat
Sure.
Blood just showed up in the chat, and so did Patrick.
Oh my god.
Now, here's the thing, Christos. For those of you who've been following Z's show fairly closely, we know that Axis Rat Blood has developed a hate frequency that he has indeed employed on the metaverse. And I had Axis Rat Blood up maybe a week or two ago, whatever it was, and we let him test out his hate frequency across the airways, and it seemed to have had an effect on my listeners, for what it's worth. Well, there seems to be a turn of events, because Axis Rat Blood has been going around the Trutherverse, and he's been supplying certain content creators with this destructive technology. My point is that Axis Rat Blood apparently holds the key to take down the Trutherverse, and he's been given the keys to this technology to certain content creators. One of the people who he handed the keys over was Cage of Caged Reality. And apparently, according to Axis Rat Blood, he notified me this morning or late last night that indeed he has now given the technology for basically the hate frequency. He's given that technology over to OTW News. I don't know if you know that, Patrick. You probably do, because if I had to guess, Patrick, you and Cage and Axis Rat Blood are in confederation and cahoots to destroy the Trutherverse at large. And I just want to let all my listeners know, I'm on top of it. Your friend Z will not stand by and let this happen, as Axis Rat Blood, Cage Reality, and OTW News plot to take down and destroy the Trutherverse. I'm not going to do it, Axis. So, Axis, did you indeed give OTW News the hate frequency? Because you claim that you have. So, at this moment, Patrick from OTW News is sitting on and has access to the very technology that has the power and the potential to destroy all of us here in the metaverse. Well, maybe one of you guys want to come up and address it, but I already told you, Axis Rat Blood, I'm anti-hate frequency, dude. I'm not going to stand for it here. He just says yes. What did I find it funny, Dick, that the two people that Axis Rat Blood found appropriate to transmit the technology to are Cage Reality and Patrick from OTW News. What does that say? I don't know.
Wow, that's wild. Is that just alleged or is that confirmed though? I mean, it's confirmed from him, but has OTW and Cage acknowledged that they have this frequency and they're using it for nefarious purposes?
What an unruly
Indeed.
alliance.
Right. Indeed, Cage has confirmed that he has received the technology, but claims that he's hesitant to use it. But here's the thing, Dick. You and I know Patrick. And Patrick, by all intents and purposes, sometimes can come off as a sane, rational individual, but other times he's a complete and utter lunatic, right? So Patrick, I think, has the potential to go rogue on the Trutherverse, right? Patrick is like he's like a wild card, right? It's like, you know, you don't want to give the nukes. We don't even know if nukes exist, but say they do. You don't want nukes in the hands of the terrorists. You don't want really, you know, certain people. You don't want them running around with access to the nukes, if they even exist, but they probably don't. But the point is
that why OT
right?
not doing his truther update today? He's supposed to give.
I don't know. I don't see him. I mean, he could be exploring the technology, but the idea is Patrick from OTW News, as much as anybody and probably more, has the potential to go rogue and really use this dastardly technology for obvious destructive purposes. And I'm actually calling you out, Axis Rat Blood, because you're taking this otherwise dangerous technology and just distributing it to random people across the Trutherverse, dude. I think it is irresponsible, Dick. I do. I really do, man.
Yeah, I agree. I've had a bad vibe from the dude from the start. Maybe that's just intuition for the frequencies, but he's putting out.
Right. Let's Patrick's up. Let's get him up here. Patrick, are you aware that Axis Rat Blood has given you the technology to destroy the entire Trutherverse?
Grand Rising, everyone. No, I'm not aware of this. It's the
Yeah,
first time I've ever heard of this.
Yeah,
Let's confirm then.
Great stuff,
You're
Z.
culpable.
Great stuff, man. I'm loving it.
he. I'm going to read you the message that Axis Rat Blood sent me in regards to this topic. Let me see if I could find it. He said, he commented 5 hours ago. He said, now OTW has the link and the ability to use the frequency, which is the hate frequency that he created. There you go. Signed Axis Rat Blood, Black Heart.
Yeah, I saw that in chat. He said, OTW, did you get the link? And I didn't know what he was talking about. So, okay. So I guess I got a link somewhere. I guess I'm gonna have to go look that up. Was it an email, a link in one of my videos? Where is the?
I don't know, man. You're gonna have to straighten that out with him, dude. But
I want to know.
You know,
Where's this power,
I
man?
wouldn't click on anything that guy sent me.
See, I think
right.
So you want that
Right.
power, and you're ready to click on that link. Then is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna let me click on that link. Give me that link.
He's gonna hack OTW.
That's what you
news.
were talking
Come on,
about,
I have
Z,
to own
just a
up to
couple
the fact
seconds
that
ago.
Zetetic
See,
Warrior
OTW
thinks I'm insane, so I have to own up to it. You have to,
Think?
yeah. Like, if I'm insane, I gotta act insane, man. It's like, so where's that link?
Here's the thing, Patrick. Don't press it because I know Axis Rat Blood. I know how the link's a trap, dude. If you press that link, very likely he's encoded in some type of sigil magic spell. I guarantee Axis Rat Blood encoded a spell into that link. Don't press it, dude. And Axis is laughing behind the scenes. I know he is. The link is the trap. Don't press it, Pat.
Exactly,
Seriously,
bro.
don't do it, dude.
Seriously.
You press a link from Axis Rat Blood, you're going to be playing with powers I think you're not prepared for, dude. Let it go. Just delete the fucking thing. Don't press it. Trust me, dude. Hashtag trust me.
advice.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Um,
That's what I told you from the moment I had an interaction with that person, right? OTW, isn't that exactly?
Yeah,
what
I remember
said?
that. Yeah. We had our time with Mr. Axis, and Freedom had warned me very specifically not to play around with that shit. And I've followed his advice up until now, so I'm not even worried about this guy.
It's not about fear either. It's about consent. If you're consenting to play with that, and that's what you want to be involved with, then don't be surprised you get what you asked for.
It's giving my consent.
Right.
If I click on that link and whatever, I get it.
yeah.
But to be honest with everybody, I had no idea about this, and it's actually really funny. And actually,
if he could do everything he wanted, if he
he
could do everything he wanted to do without consent, he would do it.
Full of shit,
there's a reason
anyway.
He's disclosing it.
Yeah, but he's
there's a reason he's putting it out there front and center, and he's giving full disclosure. That's part of that whole process of what they do.
It's a skit.
Understand that
bit non-bit. I believe that he thinks he has control over this power, but I think he just doesn't know what he's doing with it, and he's an idiot. It's full of shit.
But OTW, have you seen how this guy's like a creature, and basically he seems like he's someone that has the time to sit around in his dark hole and scheme and do elaborate sigils and actually want to fuck people up through the internet? I see it, actually.
Right.
So yeah, don't click it.
Okay.
Right.
So we got a super villain. So we need a superhero, right?
There's a digital
Right.
vampire. He sends you the link, invites you to click in it, and if you click on it, it's your fault. Or whatever happens next.
Right on. All right,
and he gives you
OTW.
full disclosure. Why would he do that? If he could do what he wanted to do without that, he would just do it. He needs you to click on that link to accomplish his objective.
Right.
Right. Well, anyway, like I said, I don't even know where it is. So
I am the hero, Christy Lee Dolls. I'm the hero you've all been waiting for. I may not be the hero you all wanted, but I'm the hero you need. Anyway, OTW, you ready for your segment?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me clear the panel. Much love, guys. Any final thoughts from the panelists today before we focus on OTW?
I bet you Cage clicked the link.
All right, just go backstage from.
Okay. Nice one. All right. Nice, Patrick. Patrick realizing I need to bring him up in the proper way. Much love, everybody. Dick, Christos.
Thanks, C. Cheers.
Much love. Peace and love. Peace and love. All right. Let's give OTW the introduction that he deserves. Right? Because much like me, I may not be the hero you want, but I'm the hero you need. And OTW may not be the friend that I want, but appears he's the friend that I need. Patrick, somehow you and I are inextricably linked in this metaversal fucking maelstrom of insanity. How the fuck I got linked up with Patrick of OTW News, I'll never know, but yet here we are. It's insane. All right, everybody. No, Ruled by Saturn. You can't mute Patrick when he comes up here, Ruled by Saturn. That's not fair. If you're going to listen to my whole show, you're going to listen to this part too. And don't offend my guest. I love this segment. It's one of my favorite fucking segments, and I got Ruled by Saturn just stepping all over it. Jimmy Shively. He's up this morning. Peace and love, Shively. Let's give Patrick the introduction he needs. Ladies and gentlemen, for the next segment on the Z Show, we're going to bring up our friend Patrick from OTW News. He's French-Canadian. He's goofy. He's zany. But most of all, he's informative. And he's aware of what's going on around the whole Truthiverse. He has his finger on the pulse. And he's here to bring us all the latest headlines from around this metaverse of madness. OTW, welcome back.
OTW.
Oh. Your echo, it didn't have your echo. Your effect was off. Try it again.
Yeah. All right. Hold on a second. Put me backstage. Let me do that again.
Again? Hold on.
Hey, hold on. I missed it.
Holy shit. I got to do this again. All right, hold on. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, you all know him. You all love him. He wears a white jacket every time he comes up, which is appropriate because if there were any fairness and equity and justice to this world, he would have been taken away by a bunch of men in white jackets a long time ago. Ladies and gentlemen, OTW.
OTW. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode segment here on Zetetic Warriors' awesome morning stream, broadcasting news alert here again on OTW News segment. So we have for our first top story right now, also coming back to the roots, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Jack Talcott still having issues with Paul Unslaved. So we're, if anybody wants any more information on that topic, Jack streamed last 10 hours ago about, so you guys can go check out his last video. It was a live stream. Still not getting along with Paul. The story is just recurring again. It's like history repeating itself. So if you guys want to check that out, that's our top story for today. What are your thoughts, Mr. Zetetic Warrior?
I mean, no big surprise that Jack and Paul are having, their continuing issues, and we've all seen their dynamic and how it's played out in front of all of us. So I'm not really surprised at whatever happened last night. But
you know what that reminds me of? You know
Go ahead.
that cartoon that we used to watch when we were kids, where that had the coyote and the sheepdog. They'd come in the morning and they'd punch. I think, morning Ralph, morning Sam.
Right, like they'd greet each other before they go, like basically
punch.
become like enemies and stuff. Right, like they punch in before they play out this destructive fucking spiraling. Yeah, I get it. This dynamic that they have, that's hilarious. I like that. Even more importantly, I've been imploring Mr. Talcott to come back to my show. I have a whole bit and segment canned and ready to go for him, and he can't fucking get his ass up early enough to get over here. But anyway, that's my take on it.
All right, so I guess we can go on with our second story for today. we're going with our missing persons report, ladies and gentlemen. We have missing panel walkers and broadcasters. We haven't seen Mr. Brian O'Shea in 5 days, ladies and gentlemen. Hasn't broadcasted since 5 days ago. We also have Mr. Nub's Revenge, who hasn't been panel walking lately. We haven't seen him around. And other breaking news is we have Mr. Flow State, who's been hanging around with Sovereign Soul, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys want to go check out Mr. Sovereign Soul's last video, we have Mr. Float State. If you guys miss his presence, he's hanging out over there.
How dare you promote that miscreant on my channel?
It's not
And I
promoting,
don't mean
sir.
you,
I'm
Float
just
State.
I'm talking about Flow State here, in other words.
Yeah. Well, as far as Flow State, I don't know. He seems to be in some like state of revival where he's trying to like get back into the game if he ever was in it. So he's doing his thing. Much love, Flow State. Whatever you need. As far as Nubs, I don't have any strong feeling towards Nubs. Part of me enjoys Nubs' presentation. Other parts of me are a little kind of off-put by it. And then as far as Brian O'Shea, he may be well served with some time away from the metaverse. You know, he may be. I'm not gonna chastise O'Shea for being away. He could use a little time to work on himself, maybe. He appeared to be in somewhat of a state of spiraling last we were exposed to him. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit. Maybe he feels like I don't know. I have this feeling that he's not going to come and hang around here anymore, or, around this community, or he's going to like find other places to go. I have this feeling maybe with this.
Where is he going to go? To Karen B's show every morning, where fucking O'Shea shows up, says he doesn't like the flat Earth community, but can't stay away from it, and then chastise Karen B because she doesn't believe in melted brick buildings. Is that your idea of staying away from the community? Because he seems to be completely fucking hopelessly addicted to just, getting up Karen B's ass for some reason. I don't understand it.
No, neither do I, actually. I haven't really understood any of his logic, or I don't know what his goals are or objectives are. Maybe he's trying to gain attention. It's very vague, Can't really pinpoint it.
Right.
So, all right.
But so you think Pat, that he's gonna cut the cord with the so-called community for whatever the fuck that is? You really think that?
Well, we haven't really seen him around lately, so I guess maybe that's it. Maybe I also get maybe the impression of Nub's Revenge also cutting ties, maybe, or or it's like you said, it's springtime. People are going to work, so not a lot of these people aren't just like have time for it or whatever. Who's Nubs? Oh, Nubs is a prominent panel walker that usually shows up on pretty much all of our streams. Met him through Jack Talcott and Paul, and pretty much from Paul's channel, I believe.
Panel walker, nice. Speaking about Talcott, I've noticed, Pat, that Jack, if you hear this, I love you, brother. I'm sure our friend Patrick from OTW News loves you too. But I'm gonna say this. I find, Patrick, that there's certain amongst us that are unironic fans of Jack Talcott, that he has actual fans beyond the trope, beyond the goof. Have you noticed this? And what's your thoughts on those individuals? Like, I think like DDT 214 had motherfucker in charge here. He seems to be an unironic Talcott fan. Also, shockingly enough, London McLovin himself seems to be another unironic Talcott fan. What are your thoughts on these people who seem to present themselves around these streets?
Well, it's I guess everybody who's inclined to the cupcake-ish mind state would be inclined to like Jack Talcott, because he is, when he does his streams, notice that he smiles. He's got a really nice smile, and he's he's got a good energy when he starts to stream. Usually it goes to shit afterwards when he opens up the panel and whatever. But I mean, and it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes in a very rare occasions, he's had streams where it's gone well. So no, but in my belief, I understand where the cupcake issue comes from. Snafu Snaps would say it very well himself. This would be my take on it. Yeah.
Right on. Let's bring up Christos. He seems like he has something to lend to the convo.
Hey, I just wanted to hop up because I think, I'm saying this seriously more than a bit. I'm one of those fans of Talcott. Actually, he's won me over time. At first I hated him. I couldn't stand him. And I saw a lot of bullshit coming out of him. But I think there really is something about the Talcottian way. You can't let it grip you though. You can't give yourself over to the abyss. You can't give yourself over to Talcottianism because that can be a gateway to the cupcake-ism. So, yeah, but I mean, I've been doing some networking with Jack behind the scenes. I can connect him to some people, not like some Scott 2B shit, but helping him out with connections. And Jack is a very lovable and endearing person, kind of like Paul says. Even if there are issues that still need to be, hashed out within himself.
Wow, Christos. I mean, I thought OTW News was playing with fire by dealing with Axis Rapid, but indeed, I think you've gone, out of
Over
the
the
frying
edge,
pan.
man.
Yeah, I think
Into the
Christos
fire,
went
yeah.
out of the pan into the fire. I mean, he's now engaging personally with Jack Talcott. Christos, I don't know, dude. You might want to
I won't
reevaluate
be
your
the
whole.
next Moose. I'm not doing another Moose thing where I'm going to be the next guy that comes in and is trolling
Okay,
him
good.
the whole time.
All right, that's good.
Yeah,
to
no.
hear.
That's why
Nice.
I said I'm actually more serious than doing a bit. I'm leery of some of his things still. I mean, trust me, I'm not just giving myself over to Talcottianism, but yeah, I think it will.
Well, what are
add
we
some
gonna do
fun
with you?
within
What
the,
we're gonna do with you
theater.
when you do? That's what I want to know.
Right. I
Well,
don't know.
I'll give you the papers to have me, hunted down and taken out if ever I turn into a monster that can't be stopped because of Talcottianism.
Yeah,
Fair
'cause
enough.
We were counting on you for our future, Christos, and if you're telling us that you're gonna go full Talcottiism, I mean, we're gonna have to find a runner-up or something, man.
Yeah.
Future
Yeah. I don't
young
know,
global
Christos.
leaders.
I don't know, Christos. You might have to reevaluate that whole thing. All right, Christos, I'm going to let you out of here. Peace and love,
Okay,
Christos.
that's
Peace and
all.
love.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, peace, bro.
Oops.
All right, so I guess I have one last story for today. Is what was it? Oh shit! I think I forgot it because of all of this conversation.
You forgot your last story?
Oh man. Oh,
Does it have to do with Trinity Dave? Are we done with the Trinity Dave
yeah.
thing?
No. That's it. All right. This is
There
it.
it goes. Go ahead.
So we're going back to Mr. Trinity Dave because we have to recur the story at least once. We have to. You've already talked about it on the show today, so I just want to come back and say, all right. So now he's deleted the video, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
All right. So
I talked about this earlier. Go ahead.
Yes, you did. So, but I still wanted to bring it back up onto the table. Yeah, not all the same viewers are here from before, so we're just bringing back the story real quick. What are your thoughts? I would like to have your personal opinion. I know I might have heard it before, but just for the viewers, and let's just touch on the topic a little bit before I go.
I don't know if I have one. Now, here's the thing. I do advocate that people stand on their content. They stand on their behavior. In some ways, I can understand why he removed it, especially if it's going to put him up to some type of legal liability, right? So on that thing, I can't blame him. With that being said, it does lend itself, at least towards the idea that he realizes he was in some way culpable for the interaction. I'll leave it there.
All right. Now, I also don't really have an opinion on the fact that I actually suggested that he take it down. So maybe, I had made that suggestion on my live. And, I think maybe it was best for him to have taken it down, in my opinion. Because it's...
Probably. You're probably right with that.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
Right.
I recommended that he lay low for a little bit, put out a statement. He should put out a statement sooner than later. Then he just needs to chill. And at the right moment, he needs to come back, but under a controlled environment. As much as I would like him to come up on my panel or your panel, we know it's just a pack of ravenous wolves because we have an open panel. You and I stick to an ethos we may in some ways cater somewhat to certain people, but we're never going to fully protect anybody. We're always going to let the truth of us speak, right? So my platform and your platform may not be in his best interest, but he should find like a in some type of a protected environment to come back in, maybe do an
Sovereign soul.
interview,
Sovereign
you know,
soul.
something like that. Something
Yeah.
like that.
That would be the best place, in my opinion.
Yeah, he needs because his inclination was to come up initially in front of my Pack of Wolves panel and present this. And you saw what happened to him. Mitchell, I got to admit, Patrick, Mitchell kind of made Dave look bad in some ways. Or should I say, his interaction with Mitchell showed some chinks in Dave's armor. Now, also, Dave's wife, Andrea, the dynamic between David and Andrea on that stream, again, highlighted certain things in David's life that he needs to work on. So coming here in front of the Pack of Wolves, I think worked against him. I think if he's going to come here, because David, when you come to these places, it is a trial by fire. It's a crucible, dude. The Truthiverse will refine you. And all those guys like Snafu Snaps, Mitchell, and everybody else here, they're going to pull out any inconsistencies in your presentation, and you will be refined here.
Yeah.
So if you're going to come here, you need to be ready. You need to be truthful, dude. You can't come here and think, David, that you have a superior intellect that's going to fool people, dude. You might not even be, because I don't want to go in on David too hard, Patrick, but he has an aspect, it appears to me, to his personality where he kind of looks like he, at least subconsciously, he might not be aware of it, feels that he can get over on people. The way he speaks, I'm just giving you critique, Dave. You can take it for what it's worth. It's not going to fly here, Dave. You have a high degree of intelligence, but you're not smarter than the Truthiverse, dude. They're going to hold your feet to the fire every time. And if you come here with impurities, they're going to burn them right out of you. And it's not always a pleasant process. And I think that's what we saw recently. Your take, Pat.
Yeah, I believe so. And, yeah, I agree with you. Maybe he should lay low for a while. Maybe he should just take it easy, let the dust settle, and
right,
come back on a positive, positive note. For now, I guess it's he really needs to let the story die down, and because it's been 3 or 4 days now in a row since the event happened. So I believe that eventually the story is going to have to die out.
Right. Much love. All right, let's wrap. Let's wrap the show. Are you going live
Absolutely.
after this?
Yes, sir.
Right.
I'm late, but I'll be going live.
Yeah. We went long today, guys. We want to get away from that. We don't like going long, but it happens. Much love, right. Pat. Final thoughts?
See you around, bro. No, I'm good. Thanks for having me, man.
You. Thanks for being here, dude.
All right.
It's OTW News, everybody. Like I said, OTW is bringing us all things Truthiverse. And this is truly a Truthiverse. It's a very strange place, guys, we find ourselves in, all of us. Not just here, but consciously, spiritually, intellectually, cognitively, otherwise, emotionally. We're all probably resonating around a similar zone. We're kind of outsiders, guys. I'll speak for myself. More and more I find that the divide between me and the population at large is just growing larger and larger. Maybe we all find comfort here with each other. Who knows? Either way, look for me same time, same place tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 9. Also, make sure you check me out tomorrow on the London Man channel. Like I said, London Man's going to be doing an exclusive interview with your old pal, Zetetic Warrior, tomorrow evening, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. I just like saying Greenwich Mean Time. Like, I just like it for some reason. GMT. It's weird to me. I just like saying it. But check me out tomorrow on London Man's channel. I'm going to drop a link in right now as we're speaking for anybody who's interested. And why wouldn't you be interested? Come on. You're already here watching my show. Come check me out on London Man's tomorrow. Show his channel some love. Show me some love. I'm dropping a link now. Yes, Sly Shy, let's see if you make your way over to London Man's tomorrow. Links in the chat for the exclusive Z interview tomorrow evening on London Man's Network. Be there or be square. Open panel to follow afterwards. But don't forget, we'll be here tomorrow morning. Same time, same place. Much love. Peace out. Adios. Bye-bye.